BC Adhesives, Gerald Nell Inc., Urchel Real Estate Group, Wind Dancer Balloon Promotions, Dufik Construction, the Keller Family, and Perspire Sauna Studios. Now live from the broadcast booth, here's Matt Yazel and Mike Padole.
A trip back to Camp Randall Stadium is on the line for the Catholic Memorial Crusaders. And the only thing standing in their way is an undefeated, number 1 seeded Grafton Blackhawks squad. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our broadcast of this Level 4 matchup. We are live at Rucks Stadium in Oconomowoc. At Oconomowoc High School, this gorgeous facility is the neutral site for this Level 4 battle, a semifinal matchup, and this is a clash of titans here tonight. Alongside Mike Padole, I am Matt Yazel. Chris Larson pressing the buttons back in our Milwaukee studios, and Tucker Nelson is working the camera for us tonight. You can tune in on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page if you'd like to watch this one. Thrilled to be bringing you a stream of the Level 4 matchup this season. Mike, it was a lot of drama last week for Catholic Memorial against Mount Horeb Barneveld, the team that was coming to Waukesha looking for revenge, and it looked like they had a chance to get it. They were up at halftime, but Catholic Memorial just grabbed that second half and took a stranglehold of that game, winning 28-7, maybe a little closer than the final score indicated, but they showed in that second half that they're a team that can hold up a gold ball this year.
You know, Matt Yazel, here we are down to the Final Four. The winner tonight goes to Camp Randall, baby. And I'm telling you, it's so funny with last week's game, the number of people who have come up to me and go, oh, they really took care of Mount Horeb Barneveld. I'm like, well, you should have seen the game. It was close. Yep. It was a real dogfight of a game. And tonight will be no different. Folks, you are in for a treat. Here we are in Oconomowoc, the big O. Cooney. I'm loony for Cooney. And, Rucks Stadium, Steve Rucks, who's was the head coach at Waukesha West, that's his dad, was a Hall of Fame, WFCA Hall of Famer, won state championships in Oconomowoc back in the day, named this stadium after him. Lots of good stories about this stadium. It's top-notch, and the staff is just top-notch, and it is going to be a fun night tonight. It's rocking here already. Gorgeous weather. Come on.
I mean, come on. The windows are out for us. You'll be able to hear the background noise. You hear the music bumping. The fans will be out in droves for this one. The local news stations are here. It's a big game here in the Ocon tonight. All right, so Catholic Memorial 11-1, Grafton 12-0, and I pointed this out last week in the postgame, but Grafton has just absolutely plowed through their schedule, including against Mount Horeb Barneveld, who Catholic Memorial played last week. They beat them 24-7 in week 1. They absolutely just walked through the Woodland Conference, and last week they played another undefeated team in the 2-seeded Plymouth and beat them 28-7. And looking at the stat sheet and looking at the tape, what stood out is how balanced of an offense they are, Mike.
Absolutely. They have a prolific running attack led by a giant offensive line and a back that just ran for some gaudy numbers. We'll go through those. But then on the flip side, their passing game is just as prolific. They got a quarterback who threw for like 27 touchdown passes, as many, literally almost the same amount of yards passing as they have rushing. Really hard to defend, especially with this big offensive line. And they're tough, and they got a nasty disposition, and they've been explosive. You look at their scores, as you mentioned, walking through the Woodland, very similar to how Catholic Memorial took care of business in the Parkland Conference.
Yep.
With 8 running clocks in a row. The Blackhawks from Grafton are quite the same. It's going to be a great matchup tonight of Catholic Memorial and their defense. They're legendary shaping up to be a legendary defense versus this prolific Grafton offense. A couple of powers going at it here tonight.
Absolutely. And this is a matchup, very notably, of two teams that are the last two runners-up at the Division III state championship game. 2023, Grafton made it to Camp Randall and fell in a thriller of a game against Rice Lake. And then, of course, last year, as we've talked about all year, Catholic Memorial made it to Camp Randall after some thrilling playoff victories, and then kind of got outclassed a little bit against Notre Dame Academy, particularly in the second half of that game. And, Mike, when you get to a championship game in any sport and you lose that championship game after the long journey of a season, what do you want to do as soon as possible? Get back there and hold up a gold ball.
Well, I think what we saw, and it'll be interesting because what we saw in the title game last year was a Green Bay Notre Dame team, a powerhouse of a team. I mean, they're showing that in the Division II bracket this year. They got bumped up to D2, and they're just taking care of business. They scored 77 in the first round, 56 in round 2. I mean, they're just loading up. But what they did is in that championship game, they pushed Catholic Memorial around. And Bill Young took note of it.
Yep.
And it was kind of a paradigm shift for this football program. Bill Young obviously made it, he said, we got to get in the weight room. We got to get stronger. If we're going to fulfill our potential in any given year, it begins in the weight room. And sure enough, they were in the weight room the next week after the title game. All the players show up for camp this year. They're like 25 to 35 pounds bigger. And it wasn't my kind of bigger. It was a ripped muscle kind of bigger. And my goodness.
The results have shown.
It's a team that, especially on defense, man, they swarm to the ball. They're fun to watch. One of those rare defenses that's absolutely fun to watch.
Absolutely. All right. A thrilling matchup on tap here from Oconomowoc tonight. After the break, our Lance Davis joins us as he sits down with Catholic Memorial Hall of Fame head coach Bill Young. You'll get a recap of last week and a preview of this Grafton
Your
squad.
weekly football clinic.
The X's and O's coming up. This is Catholic Memorial football on ESPN Milwaukee.
More Catholic Memorial Crusaders football coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Need immediate orthopedic care? Visit Ortho ASAP, the walk-in orthopedic clinic by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. With on-site MRI and X-ray, get immediate access to specialty care for sprains, strains, sports, and work injuries. OAW has convenient hours, including nights and weekends, at their Brookfield and Pewaukee locations. For more information, visit orthowisconsin.com. Ortho ASAP, because life doesn't wait for appointments.
It's back Black Friday at Ewald Automotive Group, and it's our biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off, or 0% financing, or 0 down. We'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Our biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Ewald location.
On select models with approved credit offers cannot be combined. See dealer for details. Expires month end.
A father faces homelessness. A mother is hospitalized, and there's no one to watch their children. La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center is the only free 24/7 crisis nursery in Milwaukee. It's a safe and nurturing place for children aged 0 to 12 to stay while their parents work to regain stability and strength. Your generosity keeps the doors open. So join them at Facts and Familia Trivia Night on November 19th. All proceeds support La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center. Get tickets and learn more at lacausa.org.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law offices.
Need new windows? Consider this. Windows from Home Shield are 2,000% more airtight than average windows. That's right, 2,000%. Most windows warp as the weather changes, leading to gaps, leaks, and drafts. But Home Shield windows are made with special weatherproof composite materials that won't warp or leak ever. It's just one reason Home Shield windows are 2,000% more airtight. For draft-proof windows, call 262-784-4460 or visit homeshield.com.
Let's get the X's and O's from the coach on 94.5 ESPN. This is the Catholic Memorial Coaches Pregame Show, sponsored by D&M Accounting. Now here's Lance Davis and Crusaders head coach Bill Young.
Level 3 victory for Catholic Memorial, 28-7 the final, coach, but really the game was much closer than that.
They have a really good defense. They give us a lot of trouble, truthfully. And, we had glimpses of, being able to run the ball a bit and throw it consistently. And then other times we were not very good. And, like when your offensive line, you need 5 guys on the same page. We talked last week about lacrosse Logan when on one play you have a misaligned, one kid playing the coverage and one guy on his own page playing man, bad things are going to happen. And we were really inconsistent, took too many sacks. They bought the house and we just couldn't handle it. I was really pleased and proud of how our defense played. Really, our defense and our special teams. Landon Smart was incredible. Flipping the field, he had, a 70-yard punt. Great coverage on all our teams. We've been working that all year long. And that was, anytime you have a punter that can kick the ball like he does, that's a real weapon. And Landon just had a great day, and, we need that tonight against Grafton. And then defensively, we were really, really good throughout the night. We gave up one drive on a shorter field. The kid from Mount Horeb, he's thrown for over 2,000 yards. He's a really good quarterback. They practice, we practice. They got players, we got players, and, Coach Berg and I always talk about, you get into the playoffs, it's win by one or win by more, but advance and win, and we did it. But defensively, we were rock solid. Nico played outstanding. Gabe Tala, our back end, Zaire Smith and Dusty Roach. Jesse played really well. Amir Jones played really well. And then I was really pleased with the interior part of our defense. Kyle Johnson had a pick, a fumble recovery. We had 3 takeaways in that game. And anytime you can do that and put your offense in a situation, they have a shorter field to work with, good things are going to happen. But, we're dialed in on getting it done for tonight.
Yeah, your defense has been consistent all season long, right? And special teams has really come along here lately towards the end of the season, which is awesome. Landon Smart, you mentioned 8 punts, 4 of them inside the 20-yard line, really pinned them back. And then your defense, 3 turnovers, you didn't give the ball up at all yourself. That was probably the difference, right?
Yeah, 100%. Any game we got, whether it's regular season or a playoff game, we know everybody's going to give us their best shot. That's just the way it is, we've had a lot of success, and as a result, people circle our name all the time, and we're going to get their best effort. And our kids really did a great job, combating the energy that Mount Horeb played with, and we're just really proud of how our kids, excited how our kids performed in that big game last week.
We don't give a lot of shine to the kickers, but this week you have to. Kenan Tater throws for a 2-point conversion as well. You guys, your kickers, punters and kickers, they're specialists. I mean, that's what they do. They're not playing defense. They're not playing offense. That's kind of unusual, right, at high school level?
Yeah, like a lot of teams will have their best players doing everything. Safeties, quarterbacks are safeties. They may be punters. Will Kinnentator is an awesome young man. He's got like a 4.3, 4.4 grade point average. Soccer is his first love. Football, basketball. He runs the 800 and 4x8 for us. Just a great kid, great family. Ethan Short has done a really good job for us this year. Long snapping and short snapping on extra point. And then Ethan Adamson, one of our wideouts, he's the holder, and that's a big job. If it's a bad snap, which he hasn't had a lot of those to deal with, get it on a block, and then Will can adjust. And then for the fact that, we knew, like, when you bring 11 on every play, somebody's open. Whether you would throw a lookie to the tight end or just, 2 out routes, and that'll just slow people down, hopefully. But we had said we were going to do it, and when we had the first one blocked, we came back, and then you're at 14, and that was huge for us. And then Landon, just the way he kicked the ball was incredible. We were really excited how well he performed. And then, give our coverage teams kickoff coverage. We're getting better on that every week. Every side of our team, our offense, our defense, and special teams is a work in progress, and you got to get better between each game. And those two deals, really important for us to do that. And I was really pleased with our kicking game.
28-7 the final. Catholic Memorial over Mount Hort-Barneveld on to level 4. Neutral field tonight. And they've got a tough one coming in. Grafton, undefeated. We'll talk about the Blackhawks next with head coach Bill Young, brought to you by D&M Accounting on 94.5 ESPN, your home for Catholic Memorial football.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
BC Adhesives is proud to sponsor Catholic Memorial Football. BC Adhesives is a local business that provides adhesives and solutions serving the labeling, packaging, graphic arts, and product assembly industries. BC Adhesives is a top distributor in the adhesive industry. They pride themselves on being a full-service adhesive distributor. Visit bcadhesives.com to learn more about their well-educated team that's fun to work with, Midwestern values, and world-class brands. That is BC Adhesives, proud supporter of Catholic Memorial Football.
The NFC North Green Bay Packers are returning to Milwaukee, and you're invited.
At defensive end from Texas, rookie edge rusher number 99.
Green Bay Packers select Baron Sorrell.
Coming to the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield.
Go play, go. That's all I can say. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Meet Green Bay Packer defensive end Baron Sorrell.
Tuesday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
During this exclusive 2-hour event, you'll meet Baron Sorrell live in person, just days before the Pack Sunday game versus the Minnesota Vikings. Color action photos of Baron Sorrell will be provided, and bring your own item for him to sign free of charge.
Tackle for a loss by Baron Sorrell.
Don't miss your chance to meet Green Bay Packer defensive end
number 99, Baron Sorrell.
Exclusively at Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street, just off Beloit Road. Tuesday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Packers get the win.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Jen Latta. Closets by Design Milwaukee is launching a holiday food drive to support families impacted by the government shutdown. Doug and Cindy Gower, the local family behind Closets by Design, are challenging the community to pack the van, feed a fam by filling a delivery van with food, toiletries, and donations for local families in need. Drop off items now through November 30th at 6040 West Executive Drive in Mequon. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Together we can make sure no family goes hungry this holiday season. Shop Closets by Design today and make a difference.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
On this show, it's always football season.
There was a lot of guys that were injured on that season, but none of them were Jordy, Aaron, Charles. You still had your main guys that you needed that could go out and execute.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Tucker Kraft, that is a big blow to what this offense is.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. This is the Catholic Memorial Coaches Pregame Show, sponsored by D&M Accounting. Now here's Lance Davis and Crusaders head coach Bill Young.
Tonight, it's Grafton, 12-0 winners of their conference, undefeated regular season, and they bring in a balanced offense. Let's talk about that first, Coach. Obviously, your defense has been very strong this year, and they're going to have a stiff challenge as Nicholas Schiller is their quarterback, 27 touchdown passes, just 3 interceptions, and they also can run the ball with a nice junior running back, Jack Nelson, over 1,600 yards on the ground.
Jim Norris is their head coach. He's done a really, really good job. Got a lot of respect for him and his team. You know, they're big up front. Their best lineman is Miles Mullenberg. He's 6'1", 260. Left guard, 6'1", 255. Center, 6'3", 250. 6 feet, 250 at the right guard. And then Colton Begug, 6'3", 285 pounds. They have a lot of length on their team. They're very well skilled. In the pass game, you mentioned their quarterback, Nicholas Schiller, and then Jack Nelson, and then they have really their jack of all trades, Tyler Deere. He's 6'1", 180. He's a leading receiver. He's got over 68 catches for over 1,000 yards, and they do a great job in coaching. They'll insert him in. Like run jet sweep, they'll run orbit motion, run buck sweep back where he came from. Their personnel groups are 10 personnel, 11 personnel, 21 pro, 22, 23, 32. They're a really multi-dimensional football team. Play action pass. They like to pound the boundary with we call it the punch play, and they'll just give you a lot of looks. And a lot of shifts, a lot of trades, a lot of movement. Not so much motion, but they're pieces that will line up here and then they'll adjust over here to give you a different look. A lot of what we call like 11 personnel, some 12 personnel where they'll have 2 tight ends. They may both be on or both be off, and 2 wideouts. And then, they're going to be able to run the ball with their schemes, just a really diverse, well-coached, tough football team.
That's a lot right there. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. I mean, you talked about earlier, to get to level 4, you're a good team. Oh, yeah. No one sneaks through to level 4. What do you see as the biggest challenge as you go against this offense?
Well, I think what we have to do is, the adage that I live by for all the years I've coached, number 1, you have to run the ball offensively, and number 2, you have to stop the run. We've struggled the last 2 weeks, make no doubt about it. And we need our offense. We need all 3 levels, 3 phases of our football team to play their very best. Run the ball consistently, absolutely huge for us. We've got skilled kids. Protection is going to be really key tonight. Don't solo from the scheme. If you're a reach blocking or a down blocking, you got to make your block. Defensively, you got to make sure that your eyes are on your receivers. Don't peek in the backfield. They'll give you a naked boot action. They'll give you a play action, moving the backs from eye formation to an offset eye to no back. So you just got to be, trust your training, play your very best, because when your best is needed, you have to come with your best effort and best execution in order for us to win this game tonight.
Grafton coming off also an identical score. They won 28-7 last week over Plymouth. In that game, Jack Nelson ran for 291 yards and 3 of their 4 touchdowns. No strangers to this type of play is Grafton. Although they don't have quite the history of Catholic Memorial, they did make it to the Division III state championship game just 2 seasons ago. And Coach, you guys don't have to travel too far. That's nice, just over to Oconomowoc.
Yeah, that's a big deal for us. We're excited for the opportunity to compete tonight. And everybody knows what's at stake, from our players to our coaches to our administration. This is a big deal for our school tonight.
Winner moves on to Camp Randall, and we'll have the kickoff for you next. That's head coach Bill Young, brought to you by D&M Accounting. A Level 4 Division III playoff game with Matt and Mike on the call is next from Oconomowoc on 94.5 ESPN.
Kickoff of Crusaders football is coming up next. Sponsored by Home Sealed Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
Hope begins with opportunity. Transformation begins with support. And at Curative Care, children and adults with disabilities or limiting conditions discover what it means to truly thrive. For over 100 years, Curative Care has offered proven services that empower individuals, helping children, adults, and families celebrate milestones once thought impossible through rehabilitation, care coordination, and supported employment. To support Curative or to discover the difference Curative Care can make for you or your family, visit curative.org today. Curative Care, dedicated to helping people thrive.
Hard work and sustained success are core values of the culture both on and off the field at Catholic Memorial. Whether you're an individual or a business in need of tax and accounting services, D&M Accounting is ready to work hard with you and for you to help achieve long-term success. For over 25 years, D&M Accounting has proudly served countless personal and business clients, providing expert guidance in business consulting, tax planning, bookkeeping, financial statement audits, and payroll services. President and owner Jason Jendrak is a proud supporter of Catholic Memorial. Learn more at dmaccounting.com.
Ready to move? Looking for a new location for your business? Urchel Real Estate Group provides comprehensive legal counsel and full brokerage services for all types of real estate transactions. Located in New Berlin, they serve many surrounding areas of southeastern Wisconsin. Urchel Real Estate Group can assist with residential, commercial, vacant land transactions, and more. They are here to help find what you are looking for. From kickoff to closing, your home field advantage starts with Urchel Real Estate. Call 262-456-3700 or visit urchelrealestate.com.
It's back Black Friday at Ewald Automotive Group, and it's our biggest event yet. Shop vehicles with up to $10,000 off, or 0% financing, or 0 down. We'll do whatever it takes to move all remaining 2025s. Our biggest savings of the year, lowest interest rates, maximum trade values, and huge selection. Black Friday is back now at every Ewald location.
On select models with approved credit offers cannot be combined. See deal for details. Expires a month end.
A father faces homelessness. A mother is hospitalized, and there's no one to watch their children. La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center is the only free 24/7 crisis nursery in Milwaukee. It's a safe and nurturing place for children aged 0 to 12 to stay while their parents work to regain stability and strength. Your generosity keeps the doors open, so join them at Facts and Familia Trivia Night on November 19th. All proceeds support La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center. Get tickets and learn more at lacausa.org.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Whether it's live or in podcast form, you've heard us on air with all of our shenanigans.
Gabe, I'm throwing some... Why are you throwing... I don't want...
Now see your favorite 94.5 ESPN shows streaming on video.
Named by me, by the way. I hit that microphone like 4 out of 6 times on that.
Subscribe to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and get notified when we hit the air live. Plus, you can watch back any second that you miss and see original digital content too. Watch, listen, interact. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
We're back with Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go, almost ready for this Level 4 semifinal matchup as the Catholic Memorial Crusaders take on the undefeated Grafton Blackhawks here at Ruck Stadium in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. National anthem in the books, and we are just about ready for this one. Of course, Catholic Memorial coming in 11-1. Grafton coming in at an undefeated 12-0, both with 28-7 victories over their opponents in Mount Horeb-Barneveld for the Crusaders and Plymouth for the Grafton Blackhawks. Before we get this one underway, I want to remind you, when you're faced with a challenge, how you respond determines the real winners. Rural Mutual believes there's something more important than just winning or losing a game. They believe that the team, school, and fans who support their athletes with dignity and class are the true champions. Rural Mutual is the proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started in 1965. From football to volleyball to soccer to tennis, the award recognizes more than true sportsmanship. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community as well. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA and see how our team and your community can work together to be true champions. Matt Yezo, Mike Podol with you in the booth here at this gorgeous venue in Rucks Stadium. Brand new turf on the field. And Mike, the fans have filed in. We see fans on both sides of this field.
It's jumping here, Matt Yezel. This is a good location for them to pick. What happens is the school makes a bid with the WIAA on hosting a state semifinal game because games got to be played on a neutral field. They usually try to do it somewhere in between. And, man, we've got just big-time marquee matchups all over the state taking place tonight, including great game in Division III on the other side of the bracket from this one between Reedsburg and Whitefish Bay. Whitefish Bay trying to become the first 8 seed ever to get to Camp Randall.
Who would have thought?
Wow.
Shout out to my alma mater, Madison La Follette, hosting that game. As this one getting underway, Will Kinnentator's going to send it away. The Blackhawks will start with the football tonight. Returner has it up to the 30, and that's a big hit to start this one on special teams from Will Schmitzer.
Will Schmitzer, the lumberjack, chopping wood on that play. Chop that returner down like he's cutting down an oak.
So here we go. The Blackhawks come out on offense, and they are led. Again, a very balanced attack, led by senior quarterback Nicholas Schiller. 1,880 yards on the season, 27 touchdowns. And their junior running back in Jack Nelson, 1,600 yards, 22 touchdowns on the season. Big, gaudy numbers all year. Let's see if it comes to fruition against this great Crusader defense. And on play one, Nelson is stood up. That's Khalil Jones who met him. And that's a tackle for loss.
Khalil Jones, save the bones for Khalil Jones because he don't eat no meat. He just eats ball carriers. TFL for number 7, Khalil Jones.
Loss of 2, second down and 12. Just getting underway. Grafton starting with the ball. Crusaders looking for a stop to set the tone in this one. Nelson is 6'1", 180-pound junior back, lined up behind Schiller. Schiller's going to fake the handoff to him, rolling out to his right. He's got a complete pass just past the marker, but a good open field tackle by Jesse Sobczak.
Jesse Sobczak seems to be improving each and every week as this Crusader team advances. And that time, an awesome play by Grafton to the wide side of the field, the back side of the field, a throw out to the halfback. But a great open field one-on-one tackle by Jesse Sobczak.
Tyler Heinley on the reception, a fellow senior and captain on this team, tight end and linebacker. Just a 3-yard gain, so third down and 9 for Schiller and the Blackhawks. Alone in the backfield. He's looking downfield. He's got a man, and it's off the fingertips. Looking for Parker Shaw. He had him open, and he had some room to run.
Shaw turned in.
Yep.
And the QB threw to the outside shoulder. Just a little miscommunication on that, but he had some space. Caught it right between the zone in the defense.
So it's 4th down and Mike, or 4th down and 9, and are they going for it here? No, they are going to punt it away.
Formation.
Yep. So the Blackhawks will send it away. It is a Crusader 3-and-out on the opening possession tonight, and that is not a good punt. Gets a bit of a nice roll, but out of bounds around the 45. That's where Dalton Steinke and the Crusaders take over.
People wondered what the Catholic Memorial defense would do against this mighty, powerful Grafton offense. Again, like we said in the open, they pass just as much as they run, and they do both well. But a 3-and-out on the opening possession. Catholic Memorial won the coin flip and deferred to get the ball in the second half.
Again, a 28-7 victory.
Trips to the wide side to start out here.
Dalton Steinke, the sophomore, lining up, taking the snap. It's a pass on the first play. He's got a man complete to the outside, and the ball's on the ground. Zaire Smith fumbled it. Who has it? A dog pile on the football. And they're going to say Catholic Memorial retained. Oh, Zaire Smith, a great catch and run, but very nearly coughed it up.
That was a dynamic that Catholic Memorial was working on all year long, getting touches to Zaire Smith, who's their best cornerback on offense as a wideout. They see him as a weapon.
So 1st and 10, ball right on the 40 into Grafton territory. Steinke takes a snap, fakes the handoff. He gives it to Zaire Smith on the outside again, and he gained some nice yards after the catch there. 5 or 6 yard gain, second down coming up.
They must have saw something on tape, because right now, when they get the ball in the hands of Zaire Smith, they have some of their bigger, larger receivers out there blocking for him. On the screen, it was Dustin Roach and Isaac Miller, and now Dustin Roach at last play.
6 yard gain, second down and 4. Steinke hands it off to Devon Williams Jr. He tried to go right up the middle, and there was nowhere for him to go. Stood up for no gain, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up.
Good stout defense by the Black Shirts on that last play at the line of scrimmage. They won their battles. Makes it 3rd and 4. I would have to think this is like a 2-down territory here for Catholic Memorial, considering the field position they're in.
Crusaders first possession, ball on the 35. 3rd down and 4. A quick handoff right up the middle. Was that to Gabe Talla?
Yes, they had.
Yes, Gabe Talla on the handoff.
Catholic Memorial used that package where they got both their big, fast linebackers in the backfield, and it was the up man.
A gain of just 1. Talla comes off, so now 4th and 3. Crusaders will go for it. And now some more substitutions, or some adjusting
they only gained
happening.
1 yard on that play? That surprises me.
4th down and 3. Steinke lines up. DWJ to his left. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw, facing some pressure. Juking out. He's looking to bounce off it. He's got the first down with his legs and more. Out of bounds past the 20. Dalton Steinke picks it up with his legs and keeps the drive alive.
Dalton Steinke using that track and field speed. He got to the boundary and was able to turn the corner, move the chains for Catholic Memorial. And did you see that big block, that collective? Oh, you heard from the crowd.
Yeah, the Grafton sideline on the far side.
Yeah, they wanted a flag.
They wanted something there. They didn't get it.
They wanted something, some sort of penalty flag.
R&R Insurance Crusader first down. Steinke takes the snap.
Look
He's
out.
alone in the backfield. Look out. He tries to throw it, and it may be out. If it is, it's a fumble,
Yep.
and Grafton has recovered it. Turnover. Blackhawks recover. Steinke got heavy pressure there. He tried to throw it, and it is ruled a fumble. Grafton takes over. A promising drive goes the other way.
And Steinke got a little shaken up, I think, on that play as he lost the football. He's been very dependable carrying the rock in those scrambling situations. It looked like when he was ready to turn the corner, he didn't realize the defender was behind him.
Yep.
Good play by the Black Shirt defense. Black Shirts take over in sudden change.
So 1st and 10, Grafton. 7:43 on the clock. Neither team scores on their first possession. Jack Nelson lines up behind Schiller here. Schiller's going to fake the handoff. Facing heavy pressure, and Navarian Flowers brings him down for the sack.
1-800-Flowers delivers again. Navarian Flowers on the sack. He was coming with the thunder. They put both their speedy linebackers on each corner and sent them both. I love that call defensively for a defensive coach, because in sudden change situations, what happens a lot is the other team, the team on offense that gets the ball suddenly, they look to go for the jugular in a sudden change circumstance.
That was a 7-yard sack by Navarian Flowers. 2nd down and 17. Schiller's going to hand it off to Nelson. He finds a lane straight up the middle, now trying to bounce off. And a good tackle there. He tried to get back to the original line of scrimmage. I think he might be right around there. And it's going to be 3rd and about 11.
Yeah, he tried to cut that back to the short side of the field. And you got to go straight north and south against Catholic Memorial. If there's a hole there, you got to hit it. Because if you try to go to the perimeter, this defense is going to close on you.
What a crowd we have on tap here.
This place is rocking.
In Oconomowoc, both sidelines. 3rd down and 11 for the Blackhawks. Schiller alone in the backfield. He drops back, looking to his left. He's throwing it deep around the 50. It's caught. Is he in bounds?
What a catch.
Wow. What a throw and catch. That is Parker Shaw, the 6'2" wideout, tiptoeing at the 45, and that is a humongous play on 3rd and long.
Catholic Memorial went with a 3-man front, 3-man rush. Good protection by the black shirts on offense, and a perfectly thrown deep ball. Just a teardrop that hit in between that 2nd and 3rd level of the defense. 1st down, crossing midfield, the Grafton black shirts.
Ball on the 45 of Catholic Memorial territory. 1st down and 10, 6:14 on the clock in this first quarter, and they got somebody jumping at the line, flag down.
My goodness,
it's going to be Grafton backing up.
Jim Norris, the excellent head coach for Grafton, who's been the head coach here for the Grafton Blackhawks for 8 years. He's got a 68-21 record. Really has just built that program back up to prominence. You know, back in the olden days in the 80s, Grafton was always a power, and they've reached those heights again under Norris. He's reaching for the Tums now, though, with that false start.
1st and 15. Ball right smack dab at the 50-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson straight up the middle. He found a lane there to get back to the line of scrimmage at the 45.
That big, deep ball before that moved the chains for Grafton, the Blackhawks. Man, you just don't see many deep balls get thrown against Catholic Memorial. A, because their coverage is so good, but B, because the pass rush is so ferocious for Catholic Memorial. But that was great blocking on that big gain.
The combination of the Crusader pass rush and big 6'3" Dustin Roach lurking out there in the secondary has prevented a lot of those.
Lurking with his lurkly eyes.
2nd and 10. Schiller all alone, and he's got a target. That's caught at the 30 and up to the 15 goes Grafton. Another big passing play, and that is Parker Shaw once again, the junior wideout, having himself a drive.
Okay, now we've seen 3 passes like that to the same side of the field, the same depth. It's obviously an area of weakness they knew they could exploit.
That looked like the secondary option on that play, too. Schiller was looking toward the end zone.
He's throwing some dimes in the intermediate coverage,
and yeah,
too.
Shaw was his secondary look, but it was a big chunk play. 1st and 10 into the red zone at the 15 is Grafton. It's going to be a handoff to Nelson, but he's got nowhere to go. Navarian Flowers and Nico Rogers there to meet him for a loss.
Navarian Flowers reading that play, came crashing down the line of scrimmage and stopped that ball carrier. Grafton did pre-snap motion to overload that left side where they ran the ball, and Navarian Flowers saw that pre-snap motion and was really aware, and he crashed hard to stop that run. Catholic Memorial been stout when they get in there, when they're backed up into the red zone.
Marked as no gain, so 2nd down and 10, 4:50 on the clock in this first quarter. Grafton trying to take the first strike. Schiller takes the snap, looking to pass to the outside, and it's incomplete off the fingertips of Tyler Deere, the senior wideout and, according to Bill Young, jack of all trades on this Grafton squad.
Well, the senior quarterback and the senior captain wide receiver there, they have quite the reps together because he's just had some gaudy numbers as a receiver.
Over 1,000 yards receiving does the senior.
And
over
seniors,
68 catches.
What do I always say? Seniors matter.
Yep. 3rd down and 10. Stan's starting to rumble. Going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson on 3rd down and 10, and the Crusaders are all over it. He's taken down right at the 15. They gave him a gain of 1, so 4th down and 9, and we might see the field goal unit come out.
Again, pre-snap motion to put 2 extra blockers to the left on the left side, and they ran that way, and Catholic Memorial stayed stout to that side and stuffed it.
It is the wide receiver, senior 6-foot wideout Grayson Ballack, out to attempt the field goal from the 22. He knocks it through. It is no good. Missed wide left from our angle. I couldn't quite tell, but it is wide left. A missed field goal, and this game remains 0-0.
Well, good idea for Grafton. Just the kick went left on him. From the left hash, kick went left.
He booted that kick. I mean, that was hard off the foot of Grayson Ballack.
He kicked that one to Johnson Creek.
Yes, he did.
Unfortunately, it was to the left. Johnson Creek's a little south.
So it's an empty possession for Grafton with a lot of yards on offense. Certainly one you circle there. It is 0-0, 4 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Dalton Steinke and the Crusaders take over from the 20.
And the turnover results in no points.
Steinke takes the snap with DWJ to his left. He fakes the handoff, gets it to Zaire Smith on the outside, and he dropped it. He had it in his hands, but he started running before he secured the football. Incomplete, 2nd down. So they've run that play 3 times already, Mike. Zaire Smith to the outside.
Yeah, with a big receiver close by standing to block him. You know, now it puts you in a 2nd and 10 situation. Not ideal, but.
Zaire Smith, pre-snap motion to the far side. But it's going to be a handoff to Devon Williams Jr. right up the middle, and Grafton is all over it. Max Glab, the senior D lineman and a captain on this Grafton squad, in on the tackle, and it is 3rd down and long.
So one of the reasons why Catholic Memorial is throwing to the perimeter is they want to stretch that defense out. Right now, Grafton's loading up the box and have gotten absolutely nothing on the ground. So Catholic Memorial is going to try to spread them out a little bit.
3:25 and ticking in the first. 3rd down and 10. Catholic Memorial. Steinke takes the snap, facing heavy pressure, and he's going down. The Blackhawks have gotten to Steinke multiple times. This time he goes down with a sack, and he comes up slightly gingerly off to the sideline. It is a 3 and out for Catholic Memorial. Landon Smart's going to punt it from the end zone.
Well, they brought the heat on that one. All up blitz.
Smart's punt is away.
Punt.
It's a good one.
Me?
All the way from the end zone to midfield, and it's fumbled by the returner, but then scooped up by that same returner. He takes it to the 10, into the end zone. Unbelievable.
What a great heads-up play.
From a fumble to a touchdown.
What a play.
A 50-yard punt in the air off the foot of Landon Smart to midfield, and that is Jack Nelson, the junior back, who fumbled it and then scooped it off the turf about 10 yards to his right.
He hit it. He picked that ball up off the bounce in full speed stride, and he was gone. You know, one of the things when that happens, your gunners on the outside went for the loose ball. And you don't blame them because it was on the turf and live. And what a punt by Landon Smart. My goodness. But when the punt returner recovered and that ball bounced straight up to him, he was gone.
Unbelievable
what a
way
heads-up play.
to
and
get
he's
on
only
the
a junior.
So another kick attempt here for Ballack. This time the extra point is good, and Grafton takes the 7-0 lead here late in this first quarter. We'll be back with the rest of the quarter on ESPN Milwaukee. This is Catholic Memorial Football. We'll be right back.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Need new windows? Consider this. Windows from Home Shield are 2,000% more airtight than average windows. That's right, 2,000%. Most windows warp as the weather changes, leading to gaps, leaks, and drafts. But Home Shield windows are made with special weatherproof composite materials that won't warp or leak ever. It's just one reason Home Shield windows are 2,000% more airtight. For draft-proof windows, call 262-784-4460 or visit homeshield.com.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
All right, Blackhawks take a 7-0 lead over Catholic Memorial. 2:42 on the clock in this first quarter. And Grafton will kick it away to Catholic Memorial. And the kickoff's going to bounce off the turf. Zaire Smith had trouble collecting it. Now he returns it, and he cannot get up to the 20. He's down at the 19, it looks like. So a tough bounce for Zaire Smith. Results in some lost yardage.
Well, Zaire Smith needs to take a breath and calm down. And he's a really talented player, a leader on this team. And he's trying to make some things happen. We've seen some drops by him early on, though. Now, one of the things I said last week that I thought was so good is that when Catholic Memorial has faced adversity, they've responded very well. They've been even-keeled and responded well.
Down at halftime last week, 14-7. Dominated the second half. Now down 7-0 here. 1st and 10. Ball in the 19. Steinke is going to pitch it up to Zaire Smith. He's looking to run to the outside, and there's nothing there. He's going to be down maybe with a 1-yard gain. Second down coming up.
So they tried a jet sweep right there, and Grafton, and it was a little slow in developing. And because it was a little slow in developing, Grafton sniffed that out and made a good stop. Grafton, the black shirts looking all sorts of, Black Hawks looking all sorts of good. I'll get that right.
They're wearing white shirts.
I know.
Catholic Memorial in their classic blue jerseys. DWJ gets a handoff here in 2nd and 8. He's going to spin off and try to go the other way, but he's going to lose yards in the process. And the Crusaders look a little shaken up right now on offense.
Yeah, and Bill Young doesn't like that. You know, if you're going to hit the hole, if it's not there, you hit the hole.
Then he went
dancing at the line of scrimmage.
Went to Juke City there, tried to make some things happen, and ends up with 6 lost yardage, 3rd and 14.
Another 3rd and long on this end of the field.
Crusaders playing a dicey game.
And right now, the Grafton Blackhawks are all sorts of fired up on D.
3rd and 14, Steinke alone in the backfield now. He's trying to avoid pressure once again, and he's not going to. He is ripped to the ground by Jaden Smith-Kaler, the senior 6'3" linebacker with the sack, and Dalton Steinke is just getting hit around right now.
Well, the Grafton Blackhawks wanted to make a statement. They are undefeated, and they are all sorts of physical, and they are coming out and playing their style of ball on D. Landon Smart punt from the end zone again.
And this time it's a lower punt, but still plenty of yardage.
Look at that
It
punt.
lands at midfield and takes a Crusader bounce all the way to the 33. What a weapon Landon Smart is.
Folks, those are unbelievable. I said it at the commercial break. That was an NFL-type punt, the last one. I mean, what a field-tilting punt. Landon Smart was one of our co-MVPs last week for the punting he did, which is something that we hadn't seen all year because there were 8 running clocks in a row. You don't see the punter much in a running clock game. And that was just a clutch punt from your punter.
You find out quick.
Really, Catholic Memorial was reeling.
How much of an advantage it is for Catholic Memorial to have specialist kickers and punters. Bill Young talked about that in the pregame. Not something a lot of other teams have at the high school level. We've already seen a missed kick from Grafton today. And now on the first play from scrimmage here, Navarian Flowers gets the tackle for loss. It was a delayed handoff to Jack Nelson, and Flowers was all over it.
1-800 Flowers is collecting TFLs tonight.
His second of the night in this first quarter. Just 18 seconds to go. We'll see if we get one more play from Grafton. We will. They come to the line. 10 seconds left. It's 2nd and 14 after
Highly
that 4-yard loss.
First quarter of football.
Schiller at the line, waiting for the snap. Will he get it off? 2 seconds. No, he won't. They were trying to draw him off sides, and they didn't. So it is a 7-0 Grafton advantage over Catholic Memorial. We head to the second quarter.
Good one. Good one
Catholic
cooking.
Memorial, level 4 playoff football on ESPN Milwaukee.
Friday night under the lights, it's Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Home and auto insurance is getting more expensive these days. Here's Jeff Salazinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thank you, Vince. Multiple years of inflation are making this homeowners and auto insurance market difficult for buyers. In today's market, buyers need options. Agents that can only provide a quote from one company cannot create competition for you that brings you the best price. Secondly, these same agents and their one company option are passing along huge price increases this year. Your path to a better price is through creating competition. R&R Insurance works with over 20 A-rated insurance companies. Don't settle for just one quote.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
With 48 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge, R&R Insurance will be focused on you and will build a strategy to make sure your family has the right protection and a competitive price. At R&R Insurance, we know home and auto insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Nothing like Friday nights on the gridiron. You're listening to Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Start of the second quarter here. Blackhawks on offense, and it's an incomplete pass here to the outside for Nicholas Schiller, and it's going to be 3rd and 14 coming up.
Good strategy by Grafton, though, on that play. They loaded up that left side again like they were going to run another play to that side, and then they did a quick-hitting pass play to the opposite side, to the backside, and Nico Rogers got the jump on that and threw that pass off.
Ball on the 30 of their own territory. 3rd and 14 coming up. Schiller dropping back. He throws it over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted. Khalil Jones almost got his paws on it, but it is incomplete, and the Crusaders get a big-time stop.
I'm telling you, Matt Yazel, Catholic Memorial was reeling, and they were punting from their end zone. And an absolutely field-tilting punt by Landon Smart allowed the Crusaders to take a deep breath and reset themselves on defense.
Well, now the punt is away for Grafton, and this is a very good punt. Dustin Roach was nowhere near where the ball landed around the 25. He didn't even give it a shot.
It's Puntapalooza!
And it
here
goes all the way to the 20. This is the game for the special teams fans once again. I feel like I said that last week.
I was not expecting Puntapalooza. Get your tickets for Puntapalooza.
That was Reed Schaefer, by the way, who's a defensive back, a junior for Grafton, and Catholic Memorial's all the way back to the 19. Talk about field shifting.
You know, Catholic Memorial really, and we just saw them kind of huddle up before they took the field. Bill Young is going, all right, guys, let's calm down. Let's execute our blocks. You know, it's one thing Catholic Memorial prides themselves on is being able to withstand adversity and come through on the other side.
Steinke lines up with Devon Williams Jr. behind him. He's going to fake it to DWJ and get it to Will Schmitzer, his man on the outside. And that's a positive play for Catholic Memorial. Nearly up to the 30. He's going to be close to a first down. Will Schmitzer gets involved on offense.
The Lumberjack catches a pass out of the backfield. We saw that a lot last week, too. That's one of those plays, Matt Easel, that will back off that pass rush. Right now, we know that the Blackhawks are coming with the fury. After Dalton Steinke, who was actually getting looked at by the trainers.
Second down and 1.
Timeout.
Coming up, snap to Steinke, hands it off to DWJ, straight up the middle. Tried to go to the outside, but taken down. And I don't know if they're going to give him any yards there. It's going to be 3rd down.
No, the Blackhawks are looking all sorts of good in that at the LOS, at the line of scrimmage. They're holding their ground, and they're not getting backed up at all.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1. No gain. 10:40 on the clock in the second quarter.
You know, you get 9 yards on 1st down. You come with a running play. You think you're going to get that 1 yard. Now it's a critical 3rd and 1.
Steinke takes the snap, hands it off straight up the middle, and there's a shoving contest right at the line, and he may be short. We'll see what the call is.
That sideline judge came in.
And they're going to give it to him. 1st down, Crusaders.
Wow. Again, impressive at the point of attack for Grafton.
R&R Insurance, Crusader 1st down, and the drive stays alive. 1st and 10. Ball on the 29.
Grafton
still in Catholic Memorial territory.
Tonight saying we are not going to roll over.
Steinke with Demarion Flowers lined up to his right. Flowers is going to get the handoff. And again, nothing doing in the run game for Catholic Memorial. No gain.
Look at the hats to the football. 4 and 5 guys to the football that time. Just playing the run. So Catholic Memorial, it's incumbent on them to try to do something to spread that defense off, back off that run blitz, and try to get something cooking.
Devon Williams Jr. comes back off the sideline. Flowers comes off. 2nd and 9. They gave him a yard. DWJ will line up behind Steinke. 2 wide receivers out. Steinke's going to back up and look to pass downfield. He's looking for Dustin Roach, and he overthrew him, and it was nearly intercepted. A good adjustment by Tyler Deere, who very nearly picked it off, and it is 3rd and 9 coming up. That was one-on-one, for Dustin Roach. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, thrown a little bit behind him on that. Steinke was who was not touched on that pass play. Almost looks surprised by the lack of pass rush.
Like, wait, what's going on here? 3rd down and 9 coming up. Steinke looking to his sideline, pleading to have a wideout go farther to the outside. Roach on the near side. 3rd and 9, a fake handoff to DWJ, and rolling to his right, and look out, Steinke's going down again. That is sack number 4 on the night already for Grafton. This time, Peyton Wismuller.
Wismuller did a great job of, spying the quarterback, following him out the back door, and dropping him. Steinke can outrun a lot of defenders. Not this week, and not last week either. It's like Grafton really studied last week's game.
It's 4th and 19, and Landon Smart sends the punt away. It's another good one, and it takes another great Crusader bounce. It goes all the way to the 28-yard line, basically 28 to 28. I mean, incredible field shifting by Landon Smart. Great stuff, but 1st and 10, Grafton coming up after another empty Crusader possession.
These are 2 heavyweights going at it right now. You got the Grafton Blackhawks, 12-0 on the year. Haven't even really been in a close game and or tested. And you can see why. I mean, they are physically imposing. And Catholic Memorial getting their bearings a little bit now.
8.5 to go in this first half. Second quarter, 1st and 10. Ball on the 28. It's going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson. He cuts to the right and stood up by Will Schmitzer.
Nico Rogers with a belly-to-back suplex on that one. Perfect form.
Gave him a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 coming up. 7-0 Grafton after a wild punt return touchdown, which was nearly a fumble.
Score in this game.
Nearly a fumble for the Grafton returner, Jack Nelson, who is the running back for the Blackhawks. 2nd down and 8. Fakes the handoff to Nelson. Schiller is looking deep. The receiver's wide open, but he overthrew him. Tyler Deere beat Jesse Sobchak, and that was a walk-in touchdown, but Schiller got excited and overthrew him.
Yeah, Schiller.
That's a wake-up call for the Crusader secondary.
But Deere, like you mentioned, his prolific receiver numbers. That's senior to senior there. when a class comes up in Grafton like this, you identify your ballers early on in the process in youth football. So they've been earmarking this year for this talented group of seniors they have for a long time.
3rd down and 8 after the incompletion. A quick pass from Schiller, and it's picked off. Or he dropped it. Khalil Jones, either way, with the huge stop. They gave him the interception. Crusader football. Khalil Jones comes up huge.
You know, he picked that pass off, and then his knee touched, and then he dropped the ball.
It was quick. But Khalil Jones comes over and hypes up the Crusader fan base.
I got to say it. Save the bones for Khalil Jones because he don't eat no meat.
Khalil Jones, what a play. He's had a big first half, and now the Crusaders in position to strike in Blackhawks territory at the 37.
Remember what I said about quick change situations. This has Dustin Roach written all over it right now, going deep.
1st and 10. Steike comes out. DWJ lined up to his left. He's going to hand it to him, and that's going nowhere. A tackle for loss. Max Glab was in the backfield at the same time DWJ got the football.
Max Glab, he's a team captain on this Blackhawks team, and he just threw DWJ down with impunity.
Quickly to the line is Catholic Memorial, faking the handoff to DWJ, and Steinke runs it up the middle. I'm not sure what the thought process was on that one. It goes for another loss, and it is 3rd down and long.
And Dalton Steinke's taking way too many big hits.
Yeah, it was no huddle. The quarterback clearly limping.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you were catching him off guard.
So now Catholic Memorial's going up tempo here, and that's one of the things they're trying to back off Grafton by going up tempo.
3rd down and 12 for the Crusaders. 6:48 and ticking in this second quarter. Steinke is looking to pass. He's got a man. That is Will Schmitzer, and it's not quite enough for the first down. Down at the 30. You need 3 more yards. 4th down coming up.
Well, and that was a great pass, and timeout called by Bill Young and Catholic Memorial. Big play coming up here.
While we're in timeout, let me remind you, a reminder for all high school football fans, this state tournament is quickly approaching at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, and the WIAA is one of many sport organizations that have moved to all digital and cashless tickets for admission into events. With GoFan ticketing, you can purchase and process your tickets safely, securely, and conveniently online. Patrons will need to use their mobile device to redeem their tickets at the gate. To purchase tickets, visit the WIAA website homepage and click on the tickets link at the top of the page. Of course, the winner of this one tonight will be playing in the D3 championship game on Friday morning next week at Camp Randall.
What a good football game we've seen here so far in this first half. Two teams going at it.
4th down and 3 for Catholic Memorial. Ball at the 30 in Grafton territory. And are we going to have another timeout? Yes, we will. Grafton calls timeout. They didn't like the formation.
The old chess match in football. Team comes out of a timeout. You see their formation, trips to the wide side. You call timeout. Now you can adjust to it, but Bill Young will adjust to the adjustments.
Yep, right back to the huddle.
I love
back
that.
To the drawing board. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. 7-0. Grafton leads here in this second quarter. 6:25 on the clock.
I love Deco Rogers. He just will not take part in a huddle. He's like, I'm out here. I know what I got to do. My job, knock the guy across from me back about 5 yards.
Be big and strong. That's your job.
You need me in the huddle for that? I don't think so.
And he does a very good job of it, does Nico Rogers. But it's the offense's turn to step up for Catholic Memorial. 4th down and 3. Dalton Steinke lining up alone in the backfield. DWJ moves out wide. Dropping back, a quick pass. He's looking for Schmitzer, and Schmitzer had his head turned the wrong way. The throw was overthrown a bit, and it is incomplete. A turnover on downs.
Yeah, a little rush pass by Dalton Steinke there. You could see that Dalton, who's only a sophomore, might I remind people, yes, this is his 13th game or whatever, but he's only a sophomore. It's his first year of varsity football. He was injured last year, and he's been getting cuffed around in this first half so far, and that pass was a little bit rushed.
So a turnover on downs. Of course, he's been sacked 4 times tonight. As Dalton Steinke, you can't blame him for trying to get that throw off as quick as possible.
Not just sack, but sack ferociously.
Yep. Big-time losses, big-time hits.
I'd have been tapping out.
Up 7-0 with 6:20 on the clock. Grafton takes over on offense from the 30. Schiller fakes the handoff. He's got Khalil Jones in his face, but he gets the pass off, and it's overthrown. Good pressure by Khalil Jones, and good coverage by Catholic Memorial. The Grafton fans wanted a late hit on Will Schmitzer.
Of course
there.
they do.
He kind of just tripped him up.
You get tangled up. You get your legs tangled up, and they drop, and you can hear it all the way over from the other side of the field.
They're loud over there.
Oh, I think the whole city of Grafton's here. I mean, it's just packed over there on that side of the field.
Just a bit longer of a drive for Grafton than
that didn't stop anybody.
Walker shot. No, it did not.
The weather was on everyone's side.
Gorgeous night for football. 2nd and 10. Schiller's going to hand it off to Jack Nelson. He's working to his left. He's losing yards here. The Crusaders are all over it.
Nico Rogers blew that play up.
And the Crusaders hunting for a big stop here. It's going to be 3rd down and about 12 to go for Grafton.
Nico Rogers played some of the most dominant football I've ever seen out of a defensive lineman at the high school level this year. Now the last couple of weeks, he got hurt with some lower leg injuries a couple games in a row. Slowed him down a bit, but not on that play. 3rd and 12.
Alone in the backfield is Nicholas Schiller, the senior quarterback, and we got flags flying.
Yeah, too much pre-snap motion.
And Grafton's moving back. Their 2nd false start of the night.
Yeah, one guy moving to the strong side. One guy, before he gets set, a wide receiver went in motion. Ref said, can't do that.
But to your point, Mike, 29 tackles for loss and 11 sacks for Nico Rogers on the season. Just
batted
an incredible
passes,
force.
Blocked punts. He scored a rushing touchdown or 2.
And we're going to have another timeout here prior to this 3rd and 17. Not sure who called this one, but we'll have another break in the action. And, Mike, if Nico Rogers somehow gets 8 sacks for the rest of the season, he would break the Catholic Memorial career sack record set by Carl Peavy just back in 2023.
Yeah, Carl Peavy was just a beast at linebacker. What a fun player he was to watch on defense.
Speaking of records, one that's closer, Dalton Steinke. Again, you mentioned just a sophomore in his first playoff run. He just needs 3 touchdown passes to surpass Luke Fox's school record of 30 touchdown passes in a single season. A remarkable campaign. And, Mike, his stats are already comparable to that of MJ Mitchell. Among the greats of Catholic Memorial history, he has more yards and more touchdowns than MJ Mitchell did last year.
Of course, we saw a member of the Fox family up close and personal this year, playing for quarterback for Wauwatosa East.
Here we go, Grafton 3rd and 17. After the false start, Schiller is looking to get all those yards back. He's looking deep. He's got Navarian Flowers in his face, and he has to throw it out of bounds. Navarian Flowers bringing the heat in this first half, and that's a big defensive stop for Catholic Memorial.
Navarian Flowers has been absolutely unleashed in this first half. He's almost getting the Micah Parsons treatment where he can line up wherever he would like and pick and choose his spots. And we've been seeing that pay off big time. I mean, he is a great, great linebacker. Navarian Flowers, him and Gabe Talla, they've played a lot of football for his Catholic Memorial program. Here's the shield punt again. Those 3 players in front of the punter are the shield.
Reed Schaefer comes out for the punt, and it's another good one. This time Dustin Roach is ready for it, and he fair catches it at the 40.
Good play by Dustin Roach. Fair catch that ball. It's at the 41. Good field position. Don't try to force things. Don't get lit up on the return. What a football game so far. Two teams going at it. Our only touchdown so far, a fluky play on a punt return.
7-0. Grafton leads with 5:14 on the clock in this second quarter.
You know, you and I were watching some Grafton highlights this week, and that didn't do it justice. They are the real deal, the Blackhawks. Physical football team.
Dalton Steinke directs DWJ to line up behind him. Sophomore quarterback takes the snap, and it's a delayed handoff to DWJ, and there's just nothing there. Catholic Memorial might have negative rushing yards on the game thus far in this first half.
Yeah, the delayed handoff almost gave Grafton more time to read and dissect that run play. They aren't getting blown off the ball at the line of scrimmage. You know, you heard in the pregame with Lance Davis, Bill Young talking about how it begins and ends with the offensive line doing their job and how they didn't last week against Mount Horeb. And now tonight they're just flat out getting beaten at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack.
It's a 3-yard loss, 2nd down and 13. Ball on the 36 for Catholic Memorial. 4.5 to play. Fake the handoff to DWJ. He gets it off to Will Schmitzer, completes the catch, and he rumbles and tumbles nearly all the way to midfield for a first down. It'll be 3rd down and short.
Second week in a row, we're seeing Catholic Memorial utilize the lumberjack, Will Schmitzer, as like a safety player to back off that run blitz and pass blitz a little bit.
And Will Schmitzer has shown some ability to get yards after the catch as we see the big beef, Nico Rogers, coming in for this one on the O-line.
And a couple of linebackers in the backfield.
Navarian Flowers, Gabe Tala come on the field, and they're going to try to push across the line. There's just a big old dog pile right at that first down marker. Some Grafton players tried to point to their direction.
That's first down. What I like about that play.
No rolling just yet, just getting out of the dog pile, and it's a first down for Catholic Memorial.
What I love, we saw Nico Rogers come in at guard, and then they had two linebackers in the backfield. Dalton Steinke lined up under center. You just don't see snaps under center very often. And then they went up tempo and went on one.
Yep.
Quick count. So quick count with a power formation on a QB keeper. Not quite a tush push, but similar in theory.
It was about as close as it could be to a tush push. Steinke helped across the line. And it's 1st and 10, Catholic Memorial. Steinke now looking to throw. He's going to evade one sack, but he's going to fumble it after this one. Is it staying in bounds? Yes, it is.
Stayed in bounds.
Grafton picks up another fumble recovery. Dalton Steinke sacked again, this time from behind as he coughs it up and turns it over.
We're seeing Dalton show some frustration on the sideline now. He needs to drop all that. It's just a heck of a play. I mean, a heck of a pass rush. And when you're the quarterback, you're looking to make some things happen. So it happens, especially when you're under siege like this, like the Blackhawks are doing.
He was nearly sacked right away on that one, looking to throw. Again, as he's been under pressure all night, he did a good job to evade it, but didn't realize he had two more Blackhawks right behind him. And he was hit hard from behind. No chance for him to hang on to that football, trying to get rid of it.
And now it's up to the Catholic Memorial defense once again.
1st and 10 for Grafton from their own 47. Now rolling out is Schiller, and an amazing catch there by Tyler Heinley, spinning around, and he makes the catch. 5-yard gain, and who's down for Catholic Memorial?
I think it's Nico.
We'll have the injury timeout here. Yeah, you're right. That is Nico Rogers down. Face down right at the 50-yard line.
Boy, he has just sacrificed his body in this playoff run.
Now rolling onto his back and holding himself up with his arms. They're looking at his knee. As they look at him, we will take a timeout. and have the update when we come back. This is Catholic Memorial Football on ESPN Milwaukee.
More Catholic Memorial Crusaders football coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Hope begins with opportunity. Transformation begins with support. And at Curative Care, children and adults with disabilities or limiting conditions discover what it means to truly thrive. For over 100 years, Curative Care has offered proven services that empower individuals, helping children, adults, and families celebrate milestones once thought impossible through rehabilitation, care coordination, and supported employment. To support Curative or to discover the difference Curative Care can make for you or your family, visit curative.org today. Curative Care, dedicated to helping people thrive.
Nothing like Friday nights on the gridiron. You're listening to Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
After the injury timeout, Nico Rogers was able to walk to the sideline, and he's just going to miss one play as he comes back. Just a run up the middle there on 2nd and 5 for Grafton for no gain. And the big Nico Rogers.
What a warrior.
Big stepping back out onto the field.
Nico Rogers says, pain don't hurt. And, he came off to the sideline, walked under his own pressure, and those lower legs have been taking a pounding during this playoff run, and I think it's kind of a recurrence of that same injury he suffered 2 weeks ago. He came to the sideline, didn't even sit down, just took a big gulp of Gatorade. Now he's back out there.
Huge play here, 3rd down and 5. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go in this second quarter. 7-0, Grafton leads. Schiller is going to fake the handoff, then throw it back to his running back, Nelson, and he's not going to get there. Pushed out of bounds. Khalil Jones in on the hit, and it's 4th down. It'll be about 4th down and 4 they gave him, and we'll see what Grafton decides to do. They are just past midfield.
Yeah, their defense is playing stout enough that they may try to go for this or try to draw Catholic Memorial offsides.
And 1:58 to play in the second quarter. 4th down and 4.
If you're Catholic Memorial, you got to stay aware. Don't jump the line of scrimmage.
As much as you want to bring the heat here, and now Schiller's going to drop back and punt it away. This is a shank, but it gets a great bounce. It goes out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So Catholic Memorial does get the ball back. One more chance in this first half with 1:51 to go, but they have a long field to go in front of them.
That's just excellent coaching by the Grafton head coach, Jim Morris. I mean, you try to draw Catholic Memorial offsides, and B, you step back and do a quick kick because Catholic Memorial couldn't have a returner back there to return the punt. So your defense is playing so well that you might as well play the field position game here.
7-0 Grafton leads. Catholic Memorial will receive the second half kickoff. So if you can go the field here with 1:51 to play, you could be looking at a 2-for-1 situation. That's certainly the ideal scenario, where the Crusaders haven't been able to work the ball downfield. Handing it off to DWJ on the first play, and he has nowhere to go once again.
Boy, it's absolute domination at the line of scrimmage by the Grafton Blackhawks.
Loss of 2 there.
I mean, the offensive line for Catholic Memorial, which has been dominant all year. Last week we saw ferocious run and pass blitz by Mount Horeb, utilizing really fast linebackers. This is a case where Grafton is just winning the one-on-one matchups at the line of scrimmage.
Catholic Memorial not in a hurry. Clock is ticking, 1:10 to go. 2nd down and 12. Steinke takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to DWJ. He's got some room to run. He cuts it inside and I believe picked up a 1st down. He's going to be right near the marker, Dalton Steinke. That was a good designed quarterback run. But again, clock ticking.
Dalton running angry on that play. 3rd and 1.
I believe only one timeout left for Catholic Memorial.
And like you said, they're letting the clock burn down. Both sidelines are like, we're okay with that. Grafton, if you're Grafton, you're saying, hey, man, we pitched a shutout first half. If you're Catholic Memorial, you're like, good, this first half's over.
30 seconds and ticking. Faking the handoff to Nevarian Flowers and getting a pass out to the outside. Will Schmitzer once again. That play is working for the Crusaders. He is down at the 40. R&R Insurance, Crusader 1st down. And the drive continues. Clock stops just to move to chains. 20 seconds to go. Ticking down. And it would take a heck of a heave here.
Yeah, what you don't want here if you're Bill Young is a catastrophic mistake.
But I think that's the approach. The clock continues to tick. 5 seconds to go. Steinke is lining up for one last play, though. It's just going to be a run play, though, to DWJ, and he is just yanked to the ground. Another tackle for loss, and the Grafton defense dominated the first half. They lead 7-0 on a special teams touchdown. That was nearly a fumble in Catholic Memorial's favor. A remarkable play, and the Blackhawks go into halftime up 7-0.
You like defensive football? Don't go anywhere.
The halftime show coming up, Urchel Real Estate halftime show. Lance Davis joins the party once again after this. He sat down with Catholic Memorial Athletic Director Matt Bergen. You'll hear that after the break. This is Catholic Memorial Football on ESPN Milwaukee.
Friday night under the lights, it's Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Hard work and sustained success are core values of the culture both on and off the field at Catholic Memorial. Whether you're an individual or a business in need of tax and accounting services, D&M Accounting is ready to work hard with you and for you to help achieve long-term success. For over 25 years, D&M Accounting has proudly served countless personal and business clients, providing expert guidance in business consulting, tax planning, bookkeeping, financial statement audits, and payroll services. President and owner Jason Jendrak is a proud supporter of Catholic Memorial. Learn more at dmaccounting.com.
Need immediate orthopedic care? Visit Ortho ASAP, the walk-in orthopedic clinic by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. With on-site MRI and X-ray, get immediate access to specialty care for sprains, strains, sports, and work injuries. OAW has convenient hours, including nights and weekends, at their Brookfield and Pewaukee locations. For more information, visit orthowisconsin.com. Ortho ASAP, because life doesn't wait for appointments.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is halftime of Crusaders football, sponsored by Urchel Real Estate Group on 94.5 ESPN.
Welcome back to the half. Excited to be joined by the athletic director of Catholic Memorial. Joining me now is Matt Bergen. And Matt, it has been a successful fall, off and on the court and fields. But let's talk about these fall sports here at Catholic Memorial. It has been quite a run.
Yeah, we've been extremely fortunate. Our fall season success obviously is a credit to our coaches and our kids and just the commitment that all the families make. But this past weekend, our boys soccer team, led by Coach Bisworm, brought home a state championship, in dramatic fashion down there in Milwaukee at E-Line. It was a phenomenal game against Green Bay Notre Dame. We were making trips back and forth last week to the Resch Center up in Green Bay. Our boys volleyball team made it to state. They won on night one. We ended up losing a tough game to the eventual champion Middleton. And the girls volleyball lost in the sectional finals. Really competed well all year. In our girls tennis program, we had multiple girls qualify for state again in tennis. Our girls golf was represented at the state tournament again this year. Our girls rugby squad made it to the state championship. They ended up state runners-up. Our girls swim team will compete this weekend at state at Waukesha South. Really excited about our girls that will represent there. Our cross-country team made it to state, did extremely well, had our best numbers in cross-country that we've had in the last decade. So fired up about Coach Kramsky and Coach Albanese and what they're doing with our cross-country program. Our POMS team is kind of in the middle of their competition season. They're gearing up for their state run. And then naturally, why we're here tonight, our football team here competing level 4 against Grafton. And so it's been a terrific fall. Really excited about all the things that our kids are accomplishing.
Not only are they doing it with their sports, they're also doing it in the classroom. The GPA this fall has been fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're really excited. We look at every year the GPAs of our teams. We really think that there's a direct reflection in athletics and being able to turn out really good students. Cross country, 4.17 GPA as a team. POMS over 4.0. Rugby over 4.0. Swim is over 4.0. Football is over 3.4. Girls tennis is over 3.9. Girls volleyball is over 3.8. boys volleyball 3.75, boys soccer 3.75, boys cross country 3.98, girls golf 3.72. So, it's not just, talking about the culture, it's living it, and we see it every day in the classroom. We average a 3.8 for our fall student athletes here at Memorial, and that's really what it's all about.
Facilities. Let's talk about the facilities. I was out there to see your facility, the Sullivan campus, and it looks amazing. How is that coming along?
Well, Sullivan campus, our boys soccer team, we built Bisworm Field. The sense of community that we felt this year, being able to play our home games on our own home campus is just a great feeling. There were more fans at the games. There was just a buzz around all the games out at Bisworm Field at Sullivan campus. And we're really looking forward to continuing to build on that out at Sullivan with baseball, softball, and then girls soccer coming up. And so that's just been amazing. On top of that, we replaced all the bleachers here at Catholic Memorial, repainted all the Impro Athletic Center. We built a golf studio, over 1,000 square feet of putting green with a state-of-the-art simulator for our golf teams to be able to utilize, so there's never an off day. And then we once again this fall, we held our 2025 Catholic Memorial Athletics Hall of Fame, which also was a smashing success.
Catholic Memorial AD Matt Bergen joining us here at the half. I'm sure you're getting some use out of the golf studio, I hope. Big golfer you are.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. Every year, every season since we've installed this, our teams have made it to state. When it rains in the spring, our kids don't have a day off. They're up there putting. They're up there learning the rules of golf. They're hitting a simulator, whether they're playing a course, whether they're on the range. But yeah, it's been amazing for our teams, and it's also not too bad when I get to go and test it out over lunch break too.
Let's wrap it up with this. John Bisworm had the soccer field named after him this year. He's the only Catholic Memorial boys soccer coach in the school's history. How special was it for them to win state this year in such a dramatic fashion?
Truthfully, it gives you goosebumps. Coach Bisworm is Memorial Soccer on the boys' side for us. To have an alumni who sent his kids through here, who's gone through a lot of great years here, but went through some years where we weren't as successful on the field. But he's a salt of the earth type of a guy. He treats kids, families with great respect, and he's just the ultimate team player. And to see a guy like that be able to host that gold ball again, it really was a great moment and a special time for CMH.
That's Athletic Director Matt Bergen at the half here. We'll get you back out to Oconomowoc for the start of the second half. You're listening to Catholic Memorial Football on 94.5 ESPN.
This is halftime of Catholic Memorial Crusaders football. More next on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Tony of Tony Wendorf & Associates at First Weber Group, and this is my wife, Jackie.
We've called Waukesha County our home for nearly 25 years, raising 3 kids who will soon be proud Crusaders at Catholic Memorial.
St. Anthony has been our second home for years, and we're ecstatic to be joining the Catholic Memorial family. Faith, family, and friends isn't just a motto, it's how we live and how we do business.
We're proud to support the Catholic Memorial community today and for generations to come.
If you're buying or selling a home, we'd be honored to serve your family too. Connect with us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Need new windows? Consider this. Windows from Home Shield are 2,000% more airtight than average windows. That's right, 2,000%. Most windows warp as the weather changes, leading to gaps, leaks, and drafts. But Home Shield windows are made with special weatherproof composite materials that won't warp or leak ever. It's just one reason Home Shield windows are 2,000% more airtight. For draft-proof windows, call 262-784-4460 or visit homeshield.com.
For over 60 years, the Ewald Automotive Group has proudly served all veterans and active duty military in our community. The Ewald family thanks all veterans, past, present, and future. And the Ewald Military Advantage Program is just one of the ways we show our respect. Thank you for your service. For more information, visit ewaldauto.com/military.
BC Adhesives is proud to sponsor Catholic Memorial Football. BC Adhesives is a local business that provides adhesives and solutions serving the labeling, packaging, graphic arts, and product assembly industries. BC Adhesives is a top distributor in the adhesive industry. They pride themselves on being a full-service adhesive distributor. Visit bcadhesives.com to learn more about their well-educated team that's fun to work with, Midwestern values, and world-class brands. That is BC Adhesives, proud supporter of Catholic Memorial Football.
It's halftime of Catholic Memorial Crusaders football, sponsored by Urchel Real Estate Group. Let's get a first half recap with the highlights on 94.5 ESPN.
All right, 7-0 Grafton leads here at halftime of this Level 4 WIAA Division III playoff matchup, with the winner going to Camp Randall next week to compete for a state championship. The highlight list is short from this first half, as you can imagine. A 7-0 defensive battle. And if you're just tuning in, that 7 didn't even come on the offensive end. The Crusaders were stopped deep in their own territory. Landon Smart had to punt from deep in his own end zone, and he got a great punt off all the way to midfield. But then this happened. Smart's punt is away. It's a good one all the way from the end zone to midfield, and it's fumbled by the returner, but then scooped up by that same returner. He takes it to the 10, into the end zone. Unbelievable.
What a great heads-up play.
From a fumble to a touchdown.
What a play.
A 50-yard punt in the air off the foot of Landon Smart to midfield, and that is Jack Nelson, the junior back, who fumbled it and then scooped it off the turf about 10 yards to his right.
He hit it. He picked that ball up off the bounce in full speed stride, and he was gone.
A lot of figuring out to do after that one, but in reality, Jack Nelson, again, a star running back for this Grafton squad, it just slipped out of his hands. It looked like Catholic Memorial was going to have an opportunity to recover it, but it took a fortuitous bounce for Nelson. He just scooped it up in stride and took it into the end zone untouched. And that is our lone touchdown of the night. But some other highlights here on the defensive end. Catholic Memorial has done their job as well. They haven't allowed a point either. And Khalil Jones, who's had a great first half, got a big play here. 3rd down and 8 after the incompletion. A quick pass from Schiller, and it's picked off. Or he dropped it. Khalil Jones, either way, with the huge stop. They gave him the interception. Crusader football. Khalil Jones comes up huge. What a play from Khalil Jones. Couldn't tell if he hung on to it or not, but he did. And that put Catholic Memorial in great field position. However, a big story of this one is the pressure that is getting to Dalton Steinke from this Grafton defensive line. And they've been getting it all night. And one of those plays where they got pressure led to a big fumble. And it's 1st and 10, Catholic Memorial. Steinke now looking to throw. He's going to evade one sack, but he's going to fumble it after this one. Is it staying in bounds? Yes, it is.
Stayed in bounds.
Grafton picks up another fumble recovery. Dalton Steinke sacked again, this time from behind as he coughs it up and turns it over. And those are your highlights of the first half. And, Mike, that pressure is really, for me, the story of the first half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Big boy football. Big boy football. That's the phrase that comes to mind. This game is not for the faint of heart. I mean, these two teams are hammering at each other at the line of scrimmage. And, lest anyone panic, last week, Catholic Memorial was down 14-7 at halftime. The defense was just as ferocious from Mount Horeb Barneville, but in a different way.
Right.
With utilizing speedy linebackers and blitz pressure coming from every direction. Tonight, it's kind of been Grafton just winning the battle physically at the LOS. Grafton, you look at their logo, their football team logo, and it's got 2 hammers, and it says "Pound the Rock" and family. That's exactly how they've played. One thing I've always liked about Bill Young teams in Catholic Memorial is that they don't get rattled. Bill Young doesn't go off on them after a half that doesn't go their way. He doesn't yell and scream. The staff just roll up their sleeves and they coach their players up. So I would expect Catholic Memorial. They rattled off 21 unanswered points in the second half last week. Let's see what adjustments they make this week. Different animal, though, because Grafton, the Blackhawks, pounded that rock.
7-0, Grafton leads. We'll be back with the second half after this. This is Catholic Memorial Football on ESPN Milwaukee.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Hope begins with opportunity. Transformation begins with support. And at Curative Care, children and adults with disabilities or limiting conditions discover what it means to truly thrive. For over 100 years, Curative Care has offered proven services that empower individuals, helping children, adults, and families celebrate milestones once thought impossible through rehabilitation, care coordination, and supported employment. To support Curative or to discover the difference Curative Care can make for you or your family, visit curative.org today. Curative Care, dedicated to helping people thrive.
Hard work and sustained success are core values of the culture both on and off the field at Catholic Memorial. Whether you're an individual or a business in need of tax and accounting services, D&M Accounting is ready to work hard with you and for you to help achieve long-term success. For over 25 years, D&M Accounting has proudly served countless personal and business clients, providing expert guidance in business consulting, tax planning, bookkeeping, financial statement audits, and payroll services. President and owner Jason Jendrak is a proud supporter of Catholic Memorial. Learn more at dmaccounting.com.
Family owned and operated, KMI Construction is a leading commercial masonry contractor in the Milwaukee area. The Kinnentator family, owners of KMI Construction, are longtime supporters of Catholic Memorial High School and wish the Crusaders good luck this football season.
Need new windows? Consider this. Windows from Home Shield are 2,000% more airtight than average windows. That's right, 2,000%. Most windows warp as the weather changes, leading to gaps, leaks, and drafts. But Home Shield windows are made with special weatherproof composite materials that won't warp or leak ever. It's just one reason Home Shield windows are 2,000% more airtight. For draft-proof windows, call 262-784-4460 or visit homeshield.com.
Are you an athlete looking for that extra edge in your performance? Or a busy professional seeking relaxation and rejuvenation? Introducing Perspire Sauna Studio Brookfield, the ultimate solution for athletic recovery. Visit PerspireSaunaStudio.com to schedule your session. Perspire Sauna Studio in Brookfield.
Home and auto insurance is getting more expensive these days. Here's Jeff Salazinski, VP of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance.
Thank you, Vince. Multiple years of inflation are making this homeowners and auto insurance market difficult for buyers. In today's market, buyers need options. Agents that can only provide a quote from one company cannot create competition for you that brings you the best price. Secondly, these same agents and their one company option are passing along huge price increases this year. Your path to a better price is through creating competition. R&R Insurance works with over 20 A-rated insurance companies. Don't settle for just one quote.
So, Jeff, what's the solution?
With 50 years of stability, local family ownership, and deep industry knowledge, R&R Insurance will be focused on you and will build a strategy to make sure your family has the right protection and a competitive price. At R&R Insurance, we know home and auto insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Are you looking for a way to make an impact this holiday season? Donate to Life Navigators Soap Suds Drive. It's simple. Your donation of body wash, hand soap, lotion, or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay safe, happy, and healthy all year. Please consider donating this holiday season to the Life Navigators Soap Suds Drive. Learn more on how you can donate at lifenavigators.org. Life Navigators has been your disability partner for 75 years. Learn more at lifenavigators.org.
Ready to move? Looking for a new location for your business? Urchel Real Estate Group provides comprehensive legal counsel and full brokerage services for all types of real estate transactions. Located in New Berlin, they serve many surrounding areas of southeastern Wisconsin. Urchel Real Estate Group can assist with residential, commercial, vacant land transactions, and more. They are here to help find what you are looking for. From kickoff to closing, your home field advantage starts with Urchel Real Estate. Call 262-456-3700 or visit urchelrealestate.com.
Time for the second half of Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by R&R Insurance, DM Accounting and Consulting Services, Home Sealed Exteriors, Tony Wendorf and Associates, and Curative Care Network. And brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, KMI Construction, BC Adhesives, Gerald Nell Inc., Urchel Real Estate Group, Wind Dancer Balloon Promotions, Dufik Construction, the Geller Family, and Perspire Sauna Studios. Now, live from the broadcast booth, here's Matt Yazel and Mike Padole.
Here we go, second half underway, and Catholic Memorial will start with the football. They return the kickoff to the 26 and down 7-0 in this level 4 playoff matchup with a trip to Camp Randall on the line. They'll look to start the second half off strong. Matt Yazel, Mike Padole with you here from Ruck Stadium at Oconomowoc High School. An electric atmosphere here on a gorgeous night for football. And to start this third quarter, Dalton Steinke going through the air. He finds Will Schmitzer, who he started to find later in that first half. And that's a nice gain on first down, gain of 8.
Uh-oh.
And now
down.
Will Schmitzer still down on the turf.
He is such a productive player. Hate to see that. Only a sophomore.
And a captain
and
on this Crusader football team. He is down, laying flat on his back. And we have an injury timeout right away to start this third quarter. Bill Young is out there checking on Schmitzer. While we have a moment, I'll remind you, nearly 800 of the state of Wisconsin's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and athletically, as Will Schmitzer is able to walk under his own power
keep a good lumberjack
off
down.
the field athletically through the WIAA Scholar Athlete Award Program, sponsored by We Energies Foundation and the WPS Foundation. Applicants will be in the running for the 32 state Scholar Athlete Awards and a $1,000 scholarship to be presented at a reception in May. Application materials are available exclusively online through the WIAA website. Dalton Steinke takes the snap, hands it off to Camden Shumpert into the game for the first time. He's got a first down and more to the 30, the 25. He's pushed out of bounds at the 20. The sophomore comes on the field for the first time and puts the Crusaders into the red zone.
What a run by the sophomore Camden Shumpert. He went to his original hole. That door was closed, so he bounced to the outside with 2 fluid strides and got a big chunk of yards. Catholic Memorial in business, knocking on the red zone.
The Crusaders had negative rushing yards in the first half of this one. Now quickly to the line, 1st and 10 from the 20. Dalton Steinke fakes the pitch. He runs it up the middle, and like a savvy veteran, slides in. Short of the 10-yard line. That is a smart decision for Steinke.
What a filthy play. What filthy ball handling. It looked like a old toss play. Just a toss play. And he kept it and went yoink, went up the middle.
8-yard gain, 2nd down and 2. All the way down the field to Catholic Memorial. Steinke fakes the handoff, throws it to his man, complete, into the end zone. And guess who? It's Will Schmitzer back on the field. Catholic Memorial touchdown.
Play action, filthy by Dalton Steinke. He throws a dart to the lumberjack Will Schmitzer. The sophomore says, put 6 on my stats. It's a ball game.
Are you kidding me with that Catholic Memorial drive? 3 plays and into the end zone after getting dominated all first half, and Will Kinnentater knocks it through the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Less than 2 minutes into this second half, the Curative Care Network Crusader touchdown. Wow. We'll be right back with more of the third quarter after this on ESPN Milwaukee.
More Catholic Memorial Crusaders football coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
We're back with Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Unbelievable four-play, actually, touchdown drive to start the third quarter for Catholic Memorial. Only took 1 minute and 10 seconds, and we are dead even at 7 between Catholic Memorial and Grafton. It was Will Schmitzer receiving the touchdown from Dalton Steinke, who's now just 2 touchdowns shy of the school record, by the way. But now the kickoff, the returner is going the other way, all the way up into Crusader territory at the 40. The second big-time return for the Blackhawks tonight. Their lone touchdown is a 50-yard punt return touchdown. That time, they got over 60 yards on the return, and they're in Crusader territory to start this possession.
The Blackhawks just being impressive in this game. What an answer on the right on the following kickoff.
Couldn't quite see who the returner was on that one. I didn't catch the number, but it is a big-time return all the way.
Went right up the sideline with it.
To the 36-yard line in Catholic Memorial territory. And again, Grafton has not scored on offense themselves either in this one. 7-7. 1st and 10 from the 36. It's going to be a fake handoff by Schiller. He's looking deep over the middle, and it's nearly picked off. Khalil Jones had his second interception in his hands and dropped it incomplete.
Khalil Jones, spying the quarterback, was creeping in the blind spot and then beelined, jumped the route, almost had a pick.
Khalil Jones, have a night. The linebacker for Catholic
him
Memorial.
Dropping in the coverage has been hard to deal with for Grafton.
Another sophomore, just a budding star for the Crusaders. This time Schiller's going to hand it off to his man Jack Nelson, and the Crusaders all over it. Nelson able to bounce off a couple of hits, maybe gained another yard out of that, but it's going to be 3rd down and long coming up.
And Nelson refuses to go down. 5 hats to the football. Multiple waves. And that's what I like about this Catholic Memorial defense, is that they don't look for the big hit. First guy there holds them up no matter what, and then the teammates finish them off.
10 minutes to go in the third.
Big 3rd and 8 right here. This may be 2-down territory considering where Grafton has the ball.
Nicholas Schiller, the senior quarterback with nearly 2,000 passing yards on the season. And his running back with over 1,000 yards standing to his left, Jack Nelson. He takes the snap, drops back, looking for a quick pass. He throws it into traffic once again. Khalil Jones says, "No, sir. Not around here." Incomplete.
Khalil Jones says, "Stop passing to my side of the field."
4th down.
I don't like it.
And 8 coming up for Grafton. And then the offense is staying out there. Doesn't mean they're not going to
quick kick again.
Right.
But I think a 4-play drive to start the second half, they may think about trying to move the ball on this play.
9:42 the clock stops at in this third quarter.
They saw the film of the Mount Horeb game last week. Down by a touchdown, Catholic Memorial scored 21 unanswered.
Standing alone is Nicholas Schiller. He's got 4 or 5 out. He throws this one across the middle. It's incomplete, but the flag flies. And where is that? Gabe Tala comes away with his arms up. It was not on the intended receiver. He was free, no pass interference, maybe a defensive hold. But either way, it looks like it's going to cost Catholic Memorial a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Bill Young reaching for the Tums right now, working that ref.
He's in the ear of the official on the Crusader sideline. And Grafton's possession is going to live on.
And that is why you go for it on 4th down. You never know. You throw deep, you may get the flag.
Pass wasn't even close to the intended receiver. And again, that's not, at least I don't think, where the penalty was.
Oof.
A costly penalty here.
Really marching that thing down.
Did you see what the call was?
No. And Bill Young's trying to get an explanation. He's livid.
And the ref finally runs away from him. He's like, I've had enough of this.
I'm out of here. I don't want the Hall of Famer coming after me.
So Grafton gets a break. That ball was overthrown.
You know, that stems from Grafton being aggressive, though.
Yep.
You know, and going for it on fourth down. Good things can happen sometimes when you throw the ball downfield.
They get the ball up to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. Jack Nelson back behind Schiller, faking the handoff to him, now looking to him in the passing game. He's got all the time in the world, does Schiller, and now he's going to throw it back to his receiver who cut back, but it is incomplete.
Now that's zone coverage downfield.
Yep.
My goodness. Nary an open window in that zone coverage.
Now, good job by the Grafton O-line to buy Schiller plenty of time, but you're right. Crusaders everywhere.
You know, as Isaiah Miller dropped back in the pass coverage there from his defensive line position.
So incomplete, 2nd down and 10, again from the 13 in the red zone in Catholic Memorial territory. In motion is Tyler Deere, but it's going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson. He finds a blocker and he rides behind him.
Fumble.
And the ball's loose. Who's got it? It's Catholic Memorial football. Jack Nelson put it on the turf. Then the Crusaders picked it up. That could be a game-changing turnover. Crusader ball.
My goodness, ferocious hits downfield. Love that play call from Grafton. Showed a little play action and then went with a sweep. Good old-fashioned sweep on the backside. And as many carries as Jack Nelson's had, he does not put the ball on the turf very often.
What a turn of events there. If nothing else, just a huge stop on the defensive end. Because now on offense, Catholic Memorial backed all the way up to about the 9-yard line.
But now you're in that sudden change situation again.
Again, they just had a 4-play touchdown drive of more than 80 yards.
You know, sudden change. Your defensive players are sitting on the sideline or playing offense. And suddenly you got to turn around and sprint out there and play deep.
Tied up at 7, 9:20 on the clock in the third. Fake handoff to the back there, and Steinke's going to be taken down for a loss.
Grafton's just saying, you are not coming up the middle tonight. Even Catholic Memorial's big run tonight was all Camden Shumpert bouncing it to the outside.
I believe they tried to hand it to DWJ there. Couldn't quite see behind the line, but either way, it's a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Yeah, you're right. Camden Shumpert has 1 carry for a lot of yards. Hasn't been the same story for DWJ.
And it was Shumpert bouncing it to the outside, which you don't want to do a lot.
8:40 on the clock in the third. The Grafton stands getting noisy. Steinke with a dime of a pass, and it is caught. Oh, but the ball's on the turf again, and who's got it? The Blackhawks are claiming they do. That was Zaire Smith on the catch. No call from the officials. And it looks like it's Crusader football. They're going to keep it. A bit of a scare at the end, but that's a 1st down, Catholic Memorial.
Who is that jumped on that loose ball? Was that Dustin or was that Will Spitzer again? Spitzer's been everywhere. The lumberjack.
Oh, Catholic Memorial still has it. They can take a deep breath. Ball at the 25, 1st and 10. Dalton Steinke all alone. He's looking for DWJ downfield, but he's going to have to evade a sack, and he runs out of bounds. No gain, maybe a loss of 1 there for Steinke. Oh, they'll give him a couple yards.
The other impressive thing about this Grafton Blackhawks defense has been no penalties on their defensive unit. They've just been in your face and relentless.
Well, Steinke reached out the football before he came off the sideline, and he gained 2. 2nd down and 8. 7-7 football game, 8:10 to go in the third. Now Camden Schumpert back in the game, and he's going to go out wide as a receiver. Steinke to midfield. He's got Dustin Roach right at midfield. The first time we've called Roach's name on offense. And that's a R&R Insurance Crusader first down.
Dalton Steinke absolutely kept his poise under pressure. He got clocked as he threw that laser beam of a pass. And Dustin Roach says, I got Velcro hands. I can handle the laser beam.
Dustin Roach, who picked up an offer from the University of Wisconsin this week. An electric junior wide receiver and defensive back. This one on 1st and 10, a delayed pitch to Camden Schumpert to the outside, and that one had no chance. Once again, these delayed runs for Catholic Memorial not working.
Yeah, and that was reminiscent to the fake toss play that Dalton Steinke had where he did the QB keeper. That time he tossed the pitch and got just stuffed.
That was a loss of 3. 7.5 to go in the third. Catholic Memorial with an immediate strike at the start of the second half, a 4-play touchdown drive. Looking for another here. Dalton Steinke with good protection here. He throws it out to the near side. Zaire Smith breaks off a tackle. He's up to the 40. He broke off another one, and he gets pushed forward. First down, Catholic Memorial. Zaire Smith with his best catch and run of the night.
Well, on that big play before, Zaire Smith did a stop and jump cut to the inside after catching the rock that moved the chains. Now he fumbled at the end of that play, but it was a great run after the catch, and now he just did another one that moves the chains, and the Crusaders in business.
R&R Insurance Crusader first down. Past midfield into Grafton territory now at the 36. Camden Schumpert still in, lined up to the right of Steinke. Now moving him over to the left. And the whistle blows. We have a flag.
Delay of game.
Delay of game on Catholic Memorial. We cannot see a running play clock from up here, so we couldn't have warned you about that.
It's just the back ref doing the hand count, and they were taking their time, kind of lollygagging on that.
So a 5-yard loss. Bring him back to the 41 in Grafton territory.
You know, Bill Young has a rep for being an old school coach, but Zaire Smith put the ball on the rug a couple of times tonight, and he stays with them.
Steinke takes the snap. He's looking to throw again. He evades a couple of sacks. Now he might be taking it with his legs, but he is taken down at the 40, so not much of a loss for Steinke, but again, another hit for the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, that's just a black shirt tsunami coming at you from behind. Just a ferocious pass rush.
So no loss, no gain there. It is still 2nd and 15.
I mean, what a football game. 2 heavyweights just slugging it out. Winner goes to Madison.
5:53 and ticking on the clock in this third quarter. Tied at 7. Catholic Memorial and Grafton.
Look out.
And look out again.
What a spin
move to evade the sack. He's got a man downfield. That is caught. Ethan Adamson slides and makes the catch.
The senior Ethan Adamson with the big catch. And notice the spin out the back door. Great spin move by Dalton Steinke. And he threw it from where the blitz came.
R&R Insurance Crusader first down again. This is a good-looking drive here.
Dalton Steinke says, I may be a sophomore, but I know that where the blitz comes, there's a hole.
And this one's blown dead. Not sure what this is about. No flag on the field. All right, disregard. Catholic Memorial back up to the line. Ball at the 27. Approaching the red zone. 1st and 10. Steinke takes the snap. He's looking to throw again, and he's looking for Dustin Roach into the end zone, and Roach had to play defender there at the end of that one. That was overthrown just a bit. Could have been intercepted, but Roach did a good job there of kind of leaping forward and batting it down.
Well, that's that old alley-oop play that Dalton Steinke and Dustin Roach have done, and they did one last week that was absolutely filthy. The alley-oop for a big dunk and a big gain.
2nd down and 10. Ball on the 27. Steinke again looking to throw. This one a quick pass out to Zaire Smith, who breaks off another tackle. Zaire Smith is out there working this Blackhawks defense. And did he get another first down? He's close.
That move after the catch definitely moved the chains.
Yep, R&R Insurance Crusader first down again.
Dalton, Zaire Smith dropped the ball about 3 times tonight, fumbles. A lesser coach would have said, "You're benched."
Yep.
Bill Young says, "You're too valuable to bench. You're too good."
1st and 10.
And it pays off.
Ball at the 16. Steinke drops back. Good protection. Now he's facing some pressure, rolling out. He dumps it off to Will Schmitzer. Completed and down past the 10 at the 8-yard line. The old reliable Will Schmitzer.
Now, did you see the poise that Dalton Steinke had on that play? He did his famous pop-a-shot pass. He just kept his poise and started making his reads downfield. And the lumberjack was his outlet.
Gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. This one a fake handoff. Steinke's going to try to take it with his legs. He's able to bounce to the outside and gain a couple. Just short of the first down, I believe. Yep, 3rd down, and it's going to be less than a yard. Again, you don't have to get to the end zone yet.
No, and this drive is starting to eat some clock, Matt Easel.
A lot of clock. 4 minutes, 12 seconds on the clock. 3rd down and 1. Ball's at the 7-yard line. Need a yard for the first. 7 for the touchdown. Steinke takes a snap. He fakes the handoff, throws it across the middle, and it's complete. Zaire Smith in for a Catholic Memorial touchdown.
Filthy play action, quick hitting play. Dalton Steinke to Zaire Smith. Zaire Smith says, "Put 6 on my stats on the quick hitter."
What a drive from Catholic Memorial, who's now 2 for 2 in this 3rd quarter, putting touchdowns on the board. Will Schmitzer to start the 3rd, and Zaire Smith now with the Curative Care Network Crusader touchdown. The left-footed kicker, Will Kinnitator, out, and he knocks it through the uprights. The Crusaders take a 14-7 lead with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
14 unanswered points by the Crusaders in the second half. Similar to last week. But how about the quarterback play we're seeing out of the sophomore, Dalton Steinke? Just looks all sorts of calm, collective, and poised.
I want to circle back to a read I didn't get to quite finish. Again, the WIAA Scholar Athlete Award. Applicants in the running for the 32-state Scholar Athlete Awards and a $1,000 scholarship to be presented at a reception in May. Application materials are available exclusively online through the WIAA website, and the deadline for nominations is March 6th, 2026. A message from ESPN Milwaukee and the WIAA, keeping the education in sports.
Right now, the Blackhawks head coach Jim Norris is saying, "What happened? We've played really well, and now we're down."
Will Kinnitator boots it back to Grafton. And this one's going to just go out of bounds. Good job by Jack Nelson, the returner for the Blackhawks here. Goes out of bounds, and that'll help Grafton at the start of this possession. Now suddenly down 14-7.
Remember, I said this to open the game. The Grafton Blackhawks have not faced adversity this year. You look at their schedule, and they've pretty much rolled through every one of their opponents. So now, the Grafton Blackhawks are facing adversity for the first time in the biggest of situations. Winner goes to Madison.
1st and 10, ball at the 35. It's going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson on the first play. He's able to plow through and gain some extra yardage there.
It's just a great patient running play. You let your big beefy hogs just blow up the inside, and he stayed patient as a runner. Good play.
So again, Grafton's offense has not scored in this one. And even the last possession, they got a great 60-plus yard return on the
the
kickoff.
lumberjack.
And this one, Will Schmitzer is going to stand up Nelson. Didn't even have to tackle him. And
nice
Nelson,
pro wrestling flop there. But
yeah, tried to
Nelson.
flop it at the end. Will Schmitzer with the stop.
Sucker flop.
But Grafton has not gotten on the board on offense. It was a 50-yard punt return touchdown that has them on the board. And their last possession, they fumbled it inside the red zone after they got a 60-plus yard kickoff return.
Will Schmitzer just came from the outside running downhill and stuffed that run.
It is 3rd down and 6. Ball on the 39.
Comes the heat.
Schiller alone. He got hit as he threw, and it's picked off at the 45, down at the 41. Catholic Memorial takes over.
Navarian Flowers absolutely leveled the quarterback on that play.
It's Jesse Sobchak with the interception and 2 straight turnovers for Catholic Memorial. They're in striking distance once again at the 41.
And Navarian Flowers is getting mobbed, and Jesse Sobchak's getting mobbed. That's your front end and back end doing work.
This Crusader defense suffocating. Grafton looked like the even stronger defense in the first half, but Catholic Memorial
Look at Navarian Flowers. He's fit to be tied right now on the sideline.
Catholic Memorial takes over. 1st and 10, ball on the 41. It's going to be a delayed handoff to Devon Williams Jr., who breaks free for the first time tonight. 1st down to the 10, into the end zone. Devon is divine. Williams Jr. in for a Catholic Memorial touchdown.
DWJ says, let me show you how my hips work in the open field. And by the way, put 6 on my stats. 21 unanswered points by Catholic Memorial.
This game has turned upside down. Catholic Memorial with 21 points in this 3rd quarter. The 3rd Curative Care Network Crusader touchdown. And it's off the legs of Devon Williams Jr. Will Kinnetater comes out, knocks it through the uprights. 21-7, Catholic Memorial.
And that is why I always talk about sudden change, Matt Yazel. After a turnover, I always talk about sudden change. The defense is on the sideline or they're playing offense, and suddenly they got to put their Gatorade down, grab their helmet, run out on the field, and then DWJ throws a filthy jump cut at you. Did you see his balance on that play? It looked like he was going down after about 20 yards, and he kept his balance. Took it to the house.
Unbelievable. He has been stuffed all night. Nothing doing. He had negative yards on the night before that run, and he rips off a 41-yard touchdown run, practically untouched.
I mean,
Jumping and weaving.
Just like last week, at halftime, you couldn't foresee 21 unanswered points. And here we are again. And now the pressure's really on the Grafton Blackhawks. Ball's in their court, facing adversity, down 2 touchdowns. And now there's only 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Will Kinnetater is out. He's going to kick it off from the 40. This one is a squib kick, and the Grafton returner is going to take it at the 31 and take a knee, rather, and that's where Grafton will take over.
Cooper Air, a tight end linebacker, 6'2", 195, only a sophomore. 6'2", 195, and he's a sophomore. What are they feeding him in Grafton? But that's a good football play, you know. You're you're one of the up men. You just grab it like you're on hands team and you drop. You're just, think you'd say, it's ear time. Ear. I'm going to score. Nope.
2:43 on the clock in the 3rd. 21-7. Catholic Memorial suddenly leads over Grafton. And it is 1st and 10, ball on the 31. Schiller hands it off to Jack Nelson, trying to find a lane on the outside, and he can't. That is Amir Jones coming up and pushing him out of bounds.
Amir Jones, he's the smallest man on the football field, 5'7", 148. and he just blew up that running play.
Clock stops at 2:39. Second down and 8. Schiller takes the snap. Namarian Flowers looking for him. He gets Nelson on the outside, and a big-time hit from Will Schmitzer.
The Lumberjacks just unhinged right now, Matt Yeasel. He's going wild. He's swinging that axe.
What a game from the sophomore
And now
captain.
the Sharks are smelling blood on 3rd and 8. Grafton's like, we can hardly punt right now.
Schiller takes the snap, drops back. He's got Isaac Miller in his face. He dodges that, and that is going to be incomplete. The Grafton sideline not happy about it. It was caught by Tyler Deere. Would have been a first down, but it's incomplete. 4th down and 8.
And once again, Khalil Jones is saying, do not throw to my side of the field. I'm going to close that route off.
And once again, Grafton is going to have to punt it.
Grafton could have used a nice, long, time-consuming drive there.
Oh, and no! It's under the hands of the punter, and he's going to have to slide and pin it down at the 2-yard line. Everything's going the way of Catholic Memorial.
The wheels coming off the wagon for the Grafton Blackhawks. My goodness, you talk about how's a team who hasn't faced adversity all year. How are they going to answer? I'm surprised at how many times the ball has been dropped or muffed or fumbled, considering we're in near perfect weather. You know, the elements are not a factor. We're spoiled. We're soft.
Yeah.
We've been getting nothing but beautiful weather tonight.
We got the windows popped open.
I mean, I've done.
You're wearing your shorts today.
I've been at semifinal games where it's been an ice storm.
So the Crusaders, 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Nico Rogers is lined out wide, so that's fun. Steinke lined up under center. It's going to be a quick pass to Nico Rogers. What's going on? He's powering his way into the end zone. But there is a flag down on the far side.
Nico Rogers says, no, don't do me like that,
If
ref.
this stands, this is a Nico Rogers receiving touchdown. Bobbing and weaving, and it's on the Crusaders.
Nico Rogers says, how are you going to do me like that?
Oh, no.
And worse yet, the ball gets moved back on 1st down when they were right on the 4.
Bill Young reached deep in the bag for that one. Nico Rogers lined out wide. I thought that was just a ruse to run it up the middle.
Pre-snap, you said, well, that's fun. And they threw him the rock. They threw him the pill.
It was essentially a screen pass.
And Nico was spinning
to
and
the
diving.
biggest player on your team. Regardless, 1st and 9 now. 1st and goal from the 9. A quick handoff to Namarian Flowers. He's bouncing to the outside. And that's a gain of about 3 or 4. It'll be 2nd down coming up.
You know, Bill Young says at this point, the extra plays aren't bad. We're going to run more clock. We're going to burn more clock. Grafton, you're down 14 points now, and we're almost to the end of the 3rd quarter. What a 3rd quarter.
And certainly, if you're Catholic Memorial, you want to take some time off here. You got a kicker you're confident in if you can't get in the end zone.
You make it a 3-score game if you can.
A minute 15 in the 3rd. 2nd down and goal from the 6. Handoff here to DWJ straight up the middle. Now he's able to bounce off to the outside, and he's in for a Catholic Memorial touchdown. Back-to-back touchdowns for DWJ.
DWJ says, watch my balance, and I'm cutting this to the outside. I see the pylon. I go by the pylon, put 6 on my stats, DWJ. What an onslaught by Catholic Memorial. 27 unanswered points.
Curative Care Network Crusader touchdown number 4 of this 3rd quarter for Catholic Memorial. Will Kinnitator knocks it through the uprights once again. It is 28-7, 28 unanswered, and 14 unanswered for Devon Williams Jr.
looking at how the air is being let out of the balloon on the Grafton side right now, nobody in this stadium saw this coming. I mean, that's a good football team. The undefeated 12-0 Grafton Blackhawks just getting it handed to them here in the third quarter. 28 points in the third quarter.
Hey, Mike, got muscle? Athletes of all levels need to train to build muscle and rebuild and repair muscle after they practice and compete. Containing 13 nutrients, white and low-fat chocolate milk's high-quality protein offers athletes an edge over traditional sports and other protein drinks. That's why so many professional athletes include milk as a core part of their training diet and recommend milk for aspiring athletes as well. Learn more at GonnaNeedMilk.com, brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin.
Put chocolate milk on my stats.
And talk about strength with the D-lines of both of these teams. The returner for Grafton takes it up just shy of the 30, where the Crusaders coverage team are there to meet him. Camden Schumpert in on that hit. And now Grafton takes over. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Grafton finds themselves down 28-7.
Zaire Smith a little slow to get up on that play. He's like, what happened there? Gunner on kick covers. You can get wiped out every once in a while. But talk about the wheels falling off the wagon. We talk about adversity. And we saw Catholic Memorial answer last week. And now Grafton just falling apart.
55 seconds to play. 1st and 10. Ball right at the 30. And it's going to be a delayed handoff here to Jack Nelson. He's got a first down and some room to run. He's past the 45. Tripped up and tumbling down. First down run right away to start the drive for Jack Nelson.
Dustin Roach doing a great job as a safety, making a shoestring tackle. Now Grafton going up tempo.
Quickly up to the line. Schiller takes the snap. It's to Nelson once again. He gets behind a blocker and pushes him forward. A savvy veteran move for the junior back, and he has a gain of about 4 there. 30 seconds to go in the third.
30 seconds to go in the third. Catholic Memorial not in a hurry to get up off the floor when they get up.
Nico Rogers took some time there. Got some help up from a teammate. 18 seconds. 2nd down and 6. Ball right at midfield.
A little bit of pre-snap confusion by Grafton.
Schiller takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Nelson once again. Why not? Nico Rogers gets on his back and takes him down, but he is just short, I believe, of the line to gain.
And that's the quarter.
That is the third quarter. Woo! Time to catch your breath. Catholic Memorial 28 unanswered. They lead 28-7.
Give me some oxygen.
Fourth quarter comes up after this on ESPN Milwaukee.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Hope begins with opportunity. Transformation begins with support. And at Curative Care, children and adults with disabilities or limiting conditions discover what it means to truly thrive. For over 100 years, Curative Care has offered proven services that empower individuals, helping children, adults, and families celebrate milestones once thought impossible through rehabilitation, care coordination, and supported employment. To support Curative or to discover the difference Curative Care can make for you or your family, visit curative.org today. Curative Care, dedicated to helping people thrive.
The Geller family would like to wish the Catholic Memorial Crusaders best of luck this football season. Longtime supporters of Catholic Memorial Athletics, the Geller family wishes best success on and off the field to this season's players and coaches. Good luck, Crusaders, from the Geller family.
At Dufek, they're redefining the way construction projects are delivered. Dufek Construction combines large project knowledge and experience with the hands-on approach and cost structure of a family firm. Dufek Construction is proud to sponsor Catholic Memorial Football. Learn more at dufekconstruction.com.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Into the fourth quarter now. Catholic Memorial up 28-7 over Grafton in this level 4 playoff matchup. And Grafton just picked up a first down there, a run straight up the middle. It was Max Galab, the tight end, in on the blocking there and helping him push the back across. It's been all run plays here. Nicholas Schiller lines up under center again.
Under center, yep.
Jack Nelson has had a good drive. He fakes the handoff to him here, though. But Will Schmitzer about to get to the quarterback. The pass is incomplete. He did a good job getting that pass off to Parker Shaw, but he was just short on the throw.
This Catholic Memorial pass defense has just been unbelievable tonight. It's like they got 15 guys dropping back in the coverage. And you remember, Grafton's sole score tonight came on a special teams muff punt that the punt returner picked up and ran to the house.
All 28 of Catholic Memorial's points came in that third quarter. A delayed handoff here to Jack Nelson, and that's a nice pickup of about 5 on second down. So make it a more manageable third, and they gave him 4, it looks like. And slow to get up once again. Is that Nico?
Yeah. I mean, Nico's lower leg
getting up under his own
extremities
power
are hurting.
Yeah,
I mean,
and now he plops
ankle,
back down to the turf.
His ankles have been literally taken. You know, Bill Young talked about some chop blocking early on in the playoffs, and Nico's been hurt and just playing hurt this whole run, and he just keeps getting those ankles dinged. If you've ever had an ankle injury or a foot injury, man, those just, they affect everything. They affect your gait. They affect your balance. He's just been powering through it. He's just a warrior. Again, this is level 4 of the playoffs. The losing team, your seniors, this is your last football game, your last high school football game. And if you're a senior, no one wants that.
And a lengthier checkup here on Nico Rogers on his back. He's going to get helped up onto his own feet. And once again, he's going to walk off to the sideline.
Bill Young saying, let me help you up. You know, you're my guy.
Walks off under his own power once again.
Well, I mean, he's just a warrior.
Again, Grafton with the football. It's now 3rd down and 6.
2-down territory all day from here on out for the Blackhawks.
Down 3 scores. Nicholas Schiller takes the snap, drops back, facing some pressure. This one, he gets off, it's complete, and that's a first down. Nice throw and catch and run there from Nicholas Schiller to Tyler Deere. First down Grafton, and now they're approaching red zone territory.
Catholic Memorial saying if you're going to score, you're going to have to use clock.
Snapped at the 27. Jack Nelson finding a blocker and sneaking through, and he very nearly picked up another first down. Jack Nelson showing why he is the star back that he's been all year long. Didn't have a huge first half running the football, but he's having a big drive here. 2nd down and 1. Why not hand it to him again? He's looking for a blocker again, but this time the Crusaders are able to get him down for a loss. That is Khalil Jones and Gabe Talla in on the hit there.
Khalil Jones, you know, we talk about how the seniors like Gabe Talla and Navarian, and here comes Nico Rogers.
Yep, back on the field.
I mean, he's unbelievable. But, you know, Navarian Flowers and Gabe Talla have played a long time for Catholic Memorial, and now they're handing the baton to Khalil Jones, saying, you're next in line, buddy.
That was a 2-yard loss, 3rd down and 3. Schiller takes the snap. He's got plenty of time. He drops back, hucks this one up to Tyler Deere, who makes the catch once again. First down. Tyler Deere, the old reliable for the Grafton squad on the receiving end, and he's got back-to-back first downs. And now into the red zone are the Blackhawks.
If you remember, early in the first quarter, you know, it wasn't that long ago, but it seems like forever ago, Grafton missed a field goal badly.
Back in the first, a missed opportunity there, both in terms of not scoring a touchdown and not getting the 3 on the board.
And now field goals are out the window.
And we're going to get a timeout from Catholic Memorial and Bill Young. Again, up 28-7 are the Crusaders. 10:16 on the clock.
Well, if this is your first time watching Catholic Memorial play, you're like, well, why are they stopping the clock? It's because Bill Young is one of the best football coaches in Wisconsin high school football history. And there are times where he calls timeout to just make sure his defense is on the same page. and not just for this play, but for the subsequent play, and the play that follows that. He wants to make sure that all his players are aware of time, down, distance, and the different situations they could face here in the red zone. And it's paid off. Catholic Memorial gave up one passing touchdown all year, and that was in a running clock situation with backups in. Just been gaudy.
If you're just joining us, Matt Yazel, Mike Padol with you here from Ruck Stadium in Oconomowoc. It was a dominant first half for Grafton on the defensive end. They went into halftime up 7-0. Catholic Memorial, 4 touchdowns in the third quarter. Now Grafton trying to inch back closer. 1st and 10 into the red zone. This is a handoff to Jack Nelson. He's bouncing off some hits, and he's out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Another good run from Nelson. And 2nd down now and 5. 2nd and 6, rather. 10 minutes and ticking to go on the clock. Nelson lined up to the right of Schiller. He's going to get it again, trying to go up the middle, and Nico Rogers picks him up and throws him to the turf.
Nico Rogers smashing the ball carrier with impunity. Saying that just for making my ankles hurt.
He didn't have to move the ankles too much on that one. Just had to wait for him to go into his arms. 3rd down and 4. It's going to be Nelson once again going up the middle, bouncing to his right. I think he's going to be short, just short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. And, wow, are they giving it a full 1.5 yards short maybe? Wow, I thought he may have gotten more than that. Yeah, 4th down and 2 officially.
Nico Rogers sacrificing his body again, was on the turf. The very Flowers picked him up, said, let's go.
A big play here for Grafton's chances in this one. 4th down and 2. Schiller lines up under center. Giving it to the deep back, Jack Nelson, and he waltzes into the end zone with a Grafton touchdown. That was the Jack Nelson drive. The running back with over 1,000 yards on the season carried him through that one, and he caps it off with a big touchdown on 4th down.
Great blocking by the Black Hawk offensive line on that play. Just running to the left, blasting through, getting the touchdown.
Now Grayson Ballack out for the extra point again, who missed the field goal earlier, but has went 2 for 2 in extra points. It's now a 28-14 ball game. We'll be back with the rest of the 4th quarter. This is Catholic Memorial Football on ESPN Milwaukee.
Friday night under the lights, it's Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Hard work and sustained success are core values of the culture both on and off the field at Catholic Memorial. Whether you're an individual or a business in need of tax and accounting services, D&M Accounting is ready to work hard with you and for you to help achieve long-term success. For over 25 years, D&M Accounting has proudly served countless personal and business clients, providing expert guidance in business consulting, tax planning, bookkeeping, financial statement audits, and payroll services. President and owner Jason Jendrak is a proud supporter of Catholic Memorial. Learn more at dmaccounting.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. We're back with Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go. Final 8 minutes and 40 seconds of this one. Grafton inches closer. Catholic Memorial leads 28-14. It's going to be a short kickoff here. Dustin Roach fair catches it at the 32. Pretty decent field position for Dalton Steinke and the Crusaders.
That's why you have Dustin Roach on your hands team. Hands don't get much better than Dustin Roach.
No, they do not. And Dalton Steinke and the Crusaders offense, who lit up the scoreboard in the third quarter with 28 points scored on all their drives, had a little bit of a break there with a long drive from Grafton. Now they go to work, and you got to think they're going to try to ground and pound.
Yeah, it's called your clock-killing offense right here. And so you get your best clock-killing offense. You got to stay aggressive, though. You can't turtle up.
Dalton Steinke has threw the heck out of the ball in this second half, mostly through the air. It was Catholic Memorial's success. Now, Devon Williams Jr. gets the handoff, and he's met right away by Max Glab. That looks more like what happened in the first half. A ton of tackles for losses, and Max Glab has had a few tonight.
Max Glab is a senior. He's a team captain. He plays tight end and defensive line. 6'3", 215, and the senior says, we want the ball back. I don't want to go quietly into this good night.
Speaking of wanting the ball back, I was going to say, the approach safety-wise, Catholic Memorial turned it over multiple times in that first half. You absolutely can't do that here. But to your point, on the other hand, you got to stay aggressive a little bit. So it's a hard balance. 2nd down and 16.
Yeah, a lot of time in this football game.
Takes the snap, pitches it to Zaire Smith, and he's got nowhere to go. Glab in on the hit there once again, along with Tyler Heinley, another captain. And it is 3rd and very long for Catholic Memorial.
I mean, you're talking about a jet sweep that got 3 hats to the football. I mean, really impressive swarming defense by Grafton. And now you're looking at 3rd and 16. You throw 3rd and 19. You throw a pass here, and the clock stops. Your clock killing unit used 1 minute.
7:20 on the clock and ticking. 28-14. Catholic Memorial leads. Huge play here. Steinke takes the snap, a delayed.
Oh, no.
Try to delay it handoff. Steinke gets hit and fumbles it. It is scooped up and taken for a Grafton touchdown. Sam Heary picks it up and takes it in for 6. There are no flags. Grafton is within 1 score.
That's unbelievable. And right now, the Grafton Blackhawks sideline is up for grabs. There's the fans in the stands are up for grabs. I almost said pre-snap, what you don't want is a pick 6. And instead, you get a fumble for 6. Wow, what a turn of events.
That was the nightmare scenario for Catholic Memorial.
And
it
we got
just
a guy
happened.
late running out of the field.
And Khalil Jones made it. Good speed. Out for the extra point is Ballack, and he knocks it through. It is a 1-score game. Grafton with 2 touchdowns in about less than 2 minutes of game time. Bill Young stuck in the sideline. He's upset after that one. That's the 3rd turnover, I believe, for Catholic Memorial tonight. Dalton Steinke, once again, that pressure getting to him, and he's hit from behind, and the ball comes loose.
Yeah, and that turnover basically comes from 1st down, TFL, 2nd down, a jet sweep, TFL. Just swarming, ferocious defense by Grafton. And my hat's off to them. I mean, they absolutely have fought their way back into this football game. And now you look at the clock and you go, it's a football game. 7 minutes to go.
So the Crusaders will get the ball back after the scoop and score from Grafton.
And now if you're Catholic Memorial, now the mindset changes. You can't use a clock-killing offense. You've got to be aggressive, and you got to try to win this game.
Does that help them from any aspect, though? Does it loosen up your offense a little bit?
It may, but the damage is done now.
Because I think Grafton knew a little bit about what the approach was going to be there on defense, of course, and they took advantage of that. And this one, a good kickoff. It bounced on the turf at about the 5. DWJ did a good job to get some yards back, but still, he's out of bounds at about the 17.
The problem is now the genie's out of the bottle. The monster, Frankenstein's broken loose off the table and is running amok. and
that is a perfect description of what's happening on the field.
Grafton is all sorts of fired up right now.
Most of their fan base is on the far side, so we can see them. They have orange glow sticks going on. They're bouncing up and down, shaking the bleachers.
To say they're going wild is an understatement.
The players on their sideline have been bouncing up and down all night when they're on defense.
This is pretty awesome.
1st and 10. Ball at the 16. It is DWJ getting the handoff, and he's going to lose a huge chunk of yards. It is Tyler Heinley taking him down. They tried the outside handoff there. He tried to bounce out, and there was nowhere to go.
Schumpert comes back in the game. But the bottom line is when they when Catholic Memorial made their run in the third quarter, they were throwing outlet passes, doing things that keeps that ferocious run blitz off balance.
Second down and 16. All the way back at their own 9-yard line. Steinke alone in the backfield takes the snap. He's got time to throw now. He's rolling out to his right, and he's got nowhere to throw to. He throws it to his sideline. Incomplete. It's going to be third down and long coming up.
I mean, this is hairy. They're looking at a situation where they're going to be punting out of the end zone. That's the problem. You take your foot off the gas a little bit. You give your opponent new life, and now it's Katie bar the door.
To your point you were making, it was the pass for Catholic Memorial that eventually set up those big runs. Dalton Steinke was really slinging it and finding open options. Now he's got to do something special on 3rd and 16. He drops back. He's facing heavy pressure, and he's going to be taken down at about the 1. Very close to a safety. The Grafton side's calling for it, but it's not. Down at the 1-yard line, and this is going to be the greatest challenge of the night for Landon Smart.
This comeback hasn't been an offensive comeback. It's been a defensive
Catholic Memorial is trying to quickly get to the line to catch Grafton off guard, and they get up to the line quick. Landon Smart gets a great punt off. It's going to bounce and roll all the way past the 30. It's still going to the 26.
Landon Smart.
Put him in the Punter Hall of Fame. Landon Smart, you got to be kidding me. 2 weeks in a row where he is a huge part of the story of what's happening.
That's unbelievable.
From the 1-yard line, they quickly get up to the line, do the Crusaders. Landon Smart from tiptoeing in the back of the end zone, booted it. It landed at about the 45 in the air, so about a 50-yard punt, and then it rolled about 30 more yards.
And Matt Easel, his heels were on the end line.
Incredible. All the way to the 26-yard line in their own territory goes Grafton. And now the Crusader side is getting loud. A high snap to Schiller. He's able to handle it, and he hands it to Jack Nelson. That's another good run right up the middle. Gain of about 6 on first down.
Catholic Memorial is going to have to get their swagger and their ferociousness back because this Grafton O-line is bringing it right now. It's new life.
5:17 to go, 28-21. Catholic Memorial leads. What happened there? False start.
That'll kill you.
That is the third false start of the night for Grafton. It's gotten him a couple times.
Jim Norris is just reaching for the Tums right now, rubbing his face. Like, you got to be kidding me.
2nd and 9.
So now you go from picking up 5 or 6 on first down to now it's 2nd and 9.
Taking their time in the huddle is Grafton. 2nd down and 9.
They can take their time now.
5 minutes and ticking on the clock.
It's a one-score game.
They're still down a touchdown. 5 minutes to go. And ticking, 4:50 now. 2nd down and 9. Crusader sideline getting loud. Schiller's going to drop back. He's looking to throw. He's facing some pressure, and he's going down. The football's on the turf. It's picked up and ruled down. Isaac Miller tried to take it in for 6, but it is ruled down on the turf.
That was Will Schmitzer on the sack, Matt Yeasel. The sophomore.
No turnover, to be clear.
The sophomore going wild tonight.
Nearly
lumberjack.
A dagger touchdown on the defensive end for Catholic Memorial, but it is 3rd down and 21 to go. Will Schmitzer coming through huge.
Gabe Talent taking control of the defense.
Nicholas Schiller
confusion.
All alone.
5
in the
wide outs.
5 out for Grafton. He's going to drop back. He's facing some pressure. He gets the pass off. It's incomplete. Gabe Tala was there to meet Tyler Deere. Incomplete, 4th down and forever to go. Grafton's going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, and they're going to have to punt. There's enough time here And their defense has been so ferocious and so solid that they can play good D here. Catholic Memorial, in this quarter, their offense has been snuffed out like a candle.
Getting out of the huddle now is Grafton. It is 4th and 21.
So can you match our 70-yard punt?
And the punt is away. The Crusaders got pressure on it. This one is down. Dustin Roach gets away from it. He didn't touch it. Grafton tried to sell it.
Running for his life from that ball.
Wow, the Grafton sideline is really trying to sell it. Dustin Roach didn't touch that football.
Yeah, they're saying, it hit him.
It would have been a walk-in touchdown if he did.
I'll tell you, Matt Yazel, the football is an oblate spheroid, and when that thing comes in your 5-yard arc, you got to run. I don't think I've seen Dustin Roach run like that, like he was evading tacklers.
So Catholic Memorial comes back out on offense after turning it over. A scoop and score made this a one-score game. 28-21, Catholic Memorial leads, 3:42 on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 45. And Dalton Steinke tried the play action there, and it is thrown out of bounds, incomplete, but there's a flag down.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was a flag or a towel. It's a flag.
Flag on the field.
We'll see what the call is. The officials are coming together. Not an immediate call here, a conversation.
This has been a really well officiated game, by and large. Matter of fact, few penalties at all. You know, there was a pass interference that Catholic Memorial really objected to.
Still waiting on the call. Illegal man downfield against Catholic Memorial, but the penalties declined, interestingly, so they want the loss of down. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
They want that rock back.
With 3:36 on the clock. 14 unanswered points for Grafton in the 4th quarter, making this a 28-21 game. DWJ lines up behind Steinke. At the 45, he's going to get the handoff here, and Grafton blows it up again. It's another loss, and Max Glab cannot be blocked.
Max Glab says, this will not be my last football game. Not if I can help it.
And we're going to get a timeout, I believe, from Grafton, from the defensive end. They call timeout with 3:27 to go.
Is that their last one?
I think that might be their first of the second half. Catholic Memorial took one.
Yeah, they don't have the time.
We don't have it on the scoreboard, so we're trying to keep track. I know Catholic Memorial took one in the second half.
All in the 4th quarter.
I'm telling you, it's rare when you see a comeback like this come on the defensive side. You know, it's not the offense getting hot. It's this defense has been unsheathed.
Lake Country, you lose time. 20.
3:27 to go. It's going to be 3rd and 14 for Catholic Memorial, who scored 4 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter, has been quiet in the 4th, and they turned it over, leading to a fumble recovery score.
They just announced that Bayport is leading Muskego 38-35 in the second half. This isn't the only place where barns are burning.
Just slight delay here getting up to the line after the timeout. They're looking at something in the end zone. Not sure what's going on back there. Dalton Steinke takes the opportunity, comes over to the sideline, have a chat with his coach.
They're saying, hey, you kids, stop playing down there.
And now the Grafton sideline is allowed to get loud again. Dalton Steinke goes out and chats with his wideouts, Ethan Adamson and Zaire Smith. Zaire Smith relays the message to Will Schmitzer, who's all the way out wide. Steinke takes the snap, 3rd and 14. He's looking deep down the field. It is no good, incomplete. Zaire Smith was motioning, looking for the flag. He's not going to get it. Incomplete, 4th and 14.
All right, Landon Smart, let's see what you got in that bionic leg of yours.
Now you see the Grafton returners.
He's moving way back.
He knows what's up. He's lining up.
It's like when a power hitter comes up in softball. You better back up.
Yep. He's at the 10-yard line. Landon Smith at the 30-yard line. This one, a bit of a shorter punt, looking for a good bounce, and it will get one to 20, 15, 10. It's still rolling, and it is picked up at the 6-yard line.
Landon Smith just clapping as he walks off. He is cold-blooded, Matt Yazel.
Landon Smart, excuse me. We know his name. He's great.
Landon Smart's cold-blooded. He's a cold-blooded assassin.
Unbelievable.
And I've never said that about a punter.
Yeah, I can see the news crews for the local media outlets. I know TMJ4 is here pouncing on the sidelines. That better be a part of the story when you tune in on your TVs tonight.
I mean,
especially if Catholic Memorial is able to pull this out. 28-21, they lead with 3:12 to go.
I mean, literally, they lose this game without him. You know, it's a dogfight as it is. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Grafton has the ball. 96 yards, 95 yards from tying this game. What a football game.
Ball's on the 6-yard line. Nicholas Schiller and company backed all the way up. He's going to hand it to Jack Nelson, who bounces off to his right, and he's finding some yards. He tried, but that is a great hit by Zaire Smith, who just came up short of making a big catch. Now he stays out there and makes a big tackle.
Zaire Smith has played a heck of a football game on both sides of the ball.
That is a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7. Getting Schiller just a tad more breathing room. His pass deep is caught at the 35, 40, trying to spin off a tackle. He's down at the 46. Once again to Tyler Deere, and that was the throw of the night from Nicholas Schiller.
Yeah, that's the first time they've hit on that timing pass all night.
Unbelievable pass, and a great job by Deere to break free and catch it in stride. 1st and 10, ball on the 45. It's going to be a handoff to Nelson. He's looking for a block, and he's going to get taken down at the 50, a gain of 4. Right at midfield, 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go and ticking.
Khalil Jones making the stop.
Now no huddle up to the line, but taking their time. 2nd down and 6. Schiller takes the snap. Nelson going out wide. Schiller's having to avoid pressure. Isaac Miller's trying to get to him. He almost did, but Schiller good to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 6 coming up.
Lyric Neubauer with the great hands on the sidelines for Catholic Memorial.
Good call there. We are at even 2 minutes to play. Winner of this one goes to Camp Randall next week.
Ooh, you get your money's worth tonight, folks. This has been a heck of a football game.
28 unanswered for Catholic Memorial in the 3rd. 14 unanswered for Grafton in the 4th. Crusaders up by 7 with 2 minutes.
This place is loud from both sides.
Grafton has 50 yards to go to the end zone. They need 6 for a 1st down. On 3rd down, it's going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson. Straight up the middle. He's got the 1st. And some extra on top of it, taken down at the 38. This has been a second half full of Jack Nelson.
These Grafton offensive linemen are just mauling people at the 2nd level.
Now 1:50 and ticking on the clock. Quickly up to the line. Ball at the 39 and blown dead. It's going to be a timeout from Catholic Memorial. Bill Young wants to reset his defense.
This is a Bill Young special right here. Buy his guys a little bit of a break. You know, Grafton's going up-tempo and has been hammering them hard. So you buy yourself a breather, you get your scheme right, and he does what Bill Young does, and that's coach him up. We've seen 2 comebacks tonight that have just been unbelievable.
What a football game. Last year for Catholic Memorial, it was nail-biters in level 2 and 3. Level 4, they went on cruise control in the second half against Wisconsin Lutheran. This year, this neutral site battle has been anything but that. Getting dominated at halftime on the line of scrimmage, negative rushing yards as a team. They come out gangbusters in the 3rd with 4 touchdowns, a couple of defensive turnovers. Now in the 4th, they are on their heels, but still up by 7. A stop could win you the game here.
High drama in Oconomowoc.
1:45 on the clock. 1st and 10, ball on the 39 of the Crusaders. Schiller is looking to pass. He's looking deep. This one's in traffic, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Parker Shaw, who's had a couple of big receptions tonight. That is great coverage from Amir Jones. 5'7", Amir Jones, mind you. The defensive back.
Yeah, he's played a good game here tonight.
Going against the 6'2" wideout.
Smallest man on the field. 5'7", 148. Going toe-to-toe.
1 minute and 39 seconds remain. It is 2nd down and 10 to go. At the 39, it's going to be a handoff to Nelson. He's got a blocker in front of him, and he does a good job there running it out of bounds. And it's going to be about 3rd and 3 to go.
Minute 33 to go. This is a hairy sprint to the finish line, my friend.
They need a touchdown. Down by 7. And they need 3 yards for a 1st down here to keep it going. Obviously 2-down territory. Jack Nelson lined up to the right of Schiller. He's going to get the handoff. He's waiting patiently for a blocker, powering it through the middle, and it's going to be close, and they're going to give him the 1st down.
The clock will move. The clock will stop as they move the chains.
Just for a moment.
Khalil Jones is hurting out there. His shoulder is hurting.
Minute 20 and ticking now to go. 1st and 10. Ball at the 28. 28-21. Catholic Memorial over Grafton. Blackhawks driving. It's going to be another handoff to Nelson. This time, Crusaders are all over it. It's Navarian Flowers with a huge hit. Timeout, Grafton.
Navarian Flowers, 1-800-Flowers delivers, and he has played an excellent game. Again, he's a senior. He does not want this to be his last football game.
That was a 2-yard loss. Every yard counts here, and you can see him down on his knees there, Navarian Flowers, for a moment. They are laying it all out there on the field right now.
A final from Madison La Follette. Reedsburg 42, Whitefish Bay 14.
Oh no, the magical run for the 8 seed comes to an end.
Reedsburg advances to Camp Randall to face the winner of this game.
Reedsburg has advanced. They'll take 2 straight trips to Madison, Wisconsin. And the winner of this one will travel to Madison to face them on Friday morning.
You said this in the open to this football game. Both of these teams have had a taste of recent Camp Randall championship games where they finished as runner-ups.
The last 2 Division III runner-ups on the field now. One of them trying to change that. 2nd down and 12. Schiller takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He has a man. It is a diving catch. That's caught by Tyler Deere. What a play. Did he get out of bounds? No, he did not. The clock is running or moving for the 1st down. 59 seconds to go. 16-yard line is where the ball lies. Now ticking. 55 seconds and counting. Schiller with Nelson to his right. Nelson's going to get the handoff here and take it up the middle. Nico Rogers meets him. That is maybe a gain of 2 they gave him there. So 2nd down and 8 coming up, and it's another timeout from Grafton.
What a football game. I mean, it's one of those things, Matt Yeasel, where win or lose, the Grafton Blackhawks are going to look back at the 2025 season and go, we've played 1 bad quarter.
Yep, that's a great point.
And we hope it's not our undoing, but if it is, we're going to look back on this and go, man, 1 bad quarter.
That's how it can happen in high school playoff football.
28 points by Catholic Memorial, all coming in the 3rd quarter.
But on the other hand, if you're Catholic Memorial, you've allowed 1 touchdown on your defense. Right. You've allowed 2 touchdowns, 1 on a special team punt return and 1 on a scoop and score fumble return, backed up. Now you're trying to get a huge defensive stop here. It is 2nd down and 9. Ball is at the 15-yard line. 46 seconds to go. Grafton down 28-21. Schiller, the senior quarterback, gets the snap. He's now evading pressure, rolling out to his right. He's got a man. That is complete for a first down. Out of bounds he goes at about the 6-yard line. 38 seconds on the clock. It stops.
What great patience by the Grafton quarterback. I mean, just watching his reads, rolling out, and throwing it at the last minute.
He is out of bounds at the 6. First and goal from the 6-yard line. They have 38 seconds to get in the end zone.
Now you start thinking, will they go for 2 if they get in the end zone?
28-21. Catholic Memorial leads. Trying to get the stop. This is Jack Nelson getting behind a blocker. He falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Grafton. With 34 seconds to go, they are down by just 1. Jack Nelson with his second touchdown of this fourth quarter, and now it is decision time.
Are you going for 2? You going for 1?
Their kicker, Grayson Ballack, has made his extra points. He did miss a field goal in the first quarter. He is out lining up for the extra point. They're going to try to tie this game off the foot of Grayson Ballack. He kicks it, and it is good. We are tied at 28 with 34 seconds to play.
What a comeback. What a comeback. We've seen 2 incredible comebacks in this game. One by the Crusaders in the third quarter. One by Grafton, led by their defense. A swarming Blackhawk defense. My goodness, what a game. I was wondering if they were going to go for 2. To me, it looked like Catholic Memorial's D is a little gassed right now. I mean, it's been maximum effort this whole night. Now your Catholic Memorial, you got 34 seconds left. You're going to get a kick. It'll be a squibber probably.
Unbelievable football game here in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
It's as good as it gets. Winner goes to Camp Randall next week. Hats off to both teams.
Grafton with a good kick here. It is recovered at the 6. This is Zaire Smith with some room to run. He has it at the 30, and he is stood up. He didn't initially fall down, but Tyler Deere with a head-on collision, and Zaire Smith taken down around the 30. So Catholic Memorial has 25 seconds to make a miracle happen. I believe they have 2 timeouts left. Again, they have 1 timeout left, excuse me. I believe they have 1 timeout to work with. It's not listed on the scoreboard, so we apologize. 25 seconds to go. Theoretically, you could get into field goal range, and you got a pretty darn good kicker in Will Kinnentater who could knock it through. But
coming off a soccer state championship.
Great point.
That Catholic Memorial won, so he's got that championship pedigree.
But
one week ago.
It would take something special from this Crusader offense. The Grafton side making a lot of noise. Dalton Steinke takes the snap. He's looking deep for Zaire Smith, and that is incomplete. There was 4 Grafton defenders to 1 Crusader in Zaire Smith, who's now coming up limping a bit in himself. Again, Crusaders, everyone on the field laying it all on the line. They're going to feel it after this one. It's going to feel better with a victory. 20 seconds now on the clock, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and Grafton, meanwhile, is all sorts of fired up on adrenaline from this incredible comeback.
28 is your score, and that is the score that will head into overtime. Catholic Memorial doesn't want any drastic turnover, and Grafton completes a 21-point fourth quarter comeback to send this game to overtime. 28-28 is your score. We'll be right back with the start of overtime on ESPN Milwaukee.
This is Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Need immediate orthopedic care? Visit Ortho ASAP, the walk-in orthopedic clinic by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. With on-site MRI and X-ray, get immediate access to specialty care for sprains, strains, sports, and work injuries. OAW has convenient hours, including nights and weekends, at their Brookfield and Pewaukee locations. For more information, visit orthowisconsin.com. Ortho ASAP, because life doesn't wait for appointments.
Nothing like Friday nights on the gridiron. You're listening to Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
Whew. Catch your breath. 28-28, Catholic Memorial and Grafton in this level 4 playoff matchup, and we are heading to overtime.
Free football for all.
Free football. Matt Yazel, Mike Podol with you here from the broadcast booth.
So in the third quarter, I talked about Grafton not having faced adversity all year and how they looked a little shooken up from it. However, they came back by sheer force of will defensively. Almost unheard of in a comeback. And right now, Catholic Memorial has to get their swagger back. You know, Bill Young took a knee. He saw that almost interception on the last throw by Dalton. And he said, let's regroup here.
The captains are coming back out onto the field, shaking hands. We'll have a coin toss. Gabe Talla, along with Will Schmitzer and Kyle Johnston and Max Urchel, the 4 captains for Catholic Memorial. And 28-28. The post-game highlights will be much busier than the halftime highlights. We had a halftime score of 7-0.
Yeah, we had like 2 highlights for the first half, and now we've just got an unbelievable barn burner. Good sportsmanship shown by the captains out there.
CMH has won the coin toss and will get the ball first at the 25-yard line.
Catholic Memorial has won the coin toss, and they will get the ball first at the 25-yard line. I believe, to be honest, we're doing some quick research here because we haven't had
this was
overtime
not in the
games.
Cards for tonight.
It looks like it's a college-style overtime. So
especially when there's a playoff concerned, you know.
Yes.
You got to have a winner.
So Catholic Memorial gets the ball first at the 25.
That's a fortuitous win of the coin flip because, to be honest with you, on that last drive, the Catholic Memorial defense looked a little gassed. And they've had the Grafton defense and offense hammering on them ferociously in that fourth quarter.
So each team gets a possession from the opponent's 25-yard line, and the Crusaders have the opportunity to take the first strike. It also says here, starting with the third overtime period, we'll get there when we need to, but then you have to attempt 2-point conversions if both teams keep scoring touchdowns, essentially.
So here we go, college-style OT.
It is Dalton Steinke.
First and 10 from the 25.
And the Crusaders coming out. They scored 4 touchdowns in the third quarter. The sophomore quarterback having a heck of a night. He fakes the handoff to DWJ, gets the pass off to Will Schmitzer, and he's out past the 15-yard line where he stood up by Tyler Deere. Will Schmitzer gets an R&R Insurance Crusader first down.
I mean, Will Schmitzer, the lumberjack, has just been the safety valve and the breath of fresh air that Dalton Steinke needed in this game. Both players, sophomores.
First down and 10 from the 15. Steinke, DWJ lined up to his right. It's going to be a fake handoff to DWJ once again. Steinke rolling out, using his legs and out of bounds. A short gain there on first down.
Colton Belkey with the tackle for Grafton.
All right, they're going to say no gain, out of bounds. Actually, they're lining up at the 14. So 2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line.
Dalton Steinke's looking at the side official like, come on. I got more than that.
The other important note here is this is untimed. There is no time on the scoreboard. Just downs matter. 2nd down and 10 from the 14. Steinke takes the snap. This time it is a handoff to DWJ. Trying to bounce off to the outside. DWJ, where are you going? He backed up and lost a big chunk of yards trying to bounce it to the outside. And this is a hairy situation now for Catholic Memorial. They're back to the 21.
On 3rd down. And now you're talking about a longer field goal even.
That's happened a couple times tonight.
Loss of 7 on an outside run.
Those outside runs,
can't happen.
For the most part, have not worked, and it led to a loss of yards with DWJ trying to make something happen. And now, big spot here, 3rd and 17. Camden Shumpert into the game now. Steinke is going to hand it off to Shumpert. They tried to go straight up the middle, and Grafton is there to stop it. It's going to be 4th and 17 for Catholic Memorial, and the kicking unit is out with the kicking Kinnitator. A longer field goal than Catholic Memorial would have liked.
I mean, this game begins and ends with the Grafton defense just being phenomenal.
Kinnitator is lining up at the 28. 38-yard field goal from the left-footed kicker who just won a state championship with the boys soccer team, and he knocks it through the uprights. No problem. Will kicking Kinnitator puts the Crusaders up by 3, 31-28, and now the defense must step up with a stop.
Ice water in the kicking Kinnitator's veins, Matt Yeasel. That one was dead center. My goodness, what a game. This game.
Can you take a step down, please? So now Grafton will take over on offense. They'll get it from the Crusaders 25. They need a field goal to tie, but a touchdown would win it.
Grafton was mauling Catholic Memorial on that last possession. Catholic Memorial has their legs under them.
Crusaders trying to get their fans up on their feet. Schiller takes the snap. It's play action, and it is receiver taken down just past the 20. That is Ian Cornelius, the 6'4" tight end. First time we've called his name. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 for the Blackhawks.
How about Zaire Smith making an open field tackle on a 6'4" tight end? 2nd and 6. Remember, Grafton missed the field goal in the first quarter. Badly.
Grayson Ballack missed that field goal. He has made all his extra points since. The ball is at the 22-yard line. Jack Nelson lined up behind Schiller, who's under center. Ian Deere in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Nelson, looking for a blocker, and it's Khalil Jones finding Nelson from behind. What a tackle. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Khalil Jones came all the way from the perimeter on the weak side to make that tackle. He's played a hell of a game.
Yes, he has. Khalil Jones, an interception in the first half, nearly a second one as well. Some big hits. The sophomore had a coming out party tonight, and it is 3rd down and 5.
Huge play right here
for Grafton. Then ball at the 21, and we're going to get a timeout from Catholic Memorial and Bill Young. Also, not sure how many timeouts you get in overtime.
Bill Young, a big believer in preparation and preparedness, calls a timeout there because on 3rd and 5, he wants to be prepared for everything. Remember, a touchdown beats you. So as much as you're going to gear up to stop the run because they've had a hard time stopping the run, you let a receiver get out the back door and get to the end zone, game over. So Bill Young wants to make sure that all his defensive players are aware of that. Stick to your assignment. That's what Bill Young's all about. Do your job.
Third down and 5. The ball is spotted at the 20-yard line for Grafton. They need a field goal to tie, a touchdown to win. So if you come up short here, it's decision time. Do you trust your kicker or not? 31-28. Catholic Memorial leads. Looking for the stop. Schiller with Nelson lined up to his left, and now it's Grafton who will spend a timeout after the Crusaders did not jump.
What a coaching matchup.
Yep.
You come out of that timeout, the biggest play of the game, and then Grafton tries to draw him off sides.
I don't know if that was a very inspiring attempt to draw him off sides.
Well,
to me.
you know that Bill Young in that last timeout covered that.
Yep. Good call. There wasn't exactly a lot of selling going on there for Nicholas Schiller, obviously trying to avoid
the
disaster.
Stakes are so high, though.
Yep.
As a
you
defender,
can't have a false start there either, for sure.
As a defender, you're thinking, okay, we got to stop them. We can't get got on a touchdown.
Because if you do end up having to kick the field goal, every yard is precious. So you certainly don't want to take a sack here.
You don't want to give up a first down. You can't give up a touchdown.
Grafton scores a touchdown. This game is over. We are in overtime of this Level 4 playoff matchup.
One of the best football games you'll ever see, folks.
It is 3rd down and 5 for the Grafton Blackhawks. Nicholas Schiller with Jack Nelson lined up to his right. He gets the snap. It's going to be Nelson on the handoff, and the Crusaders are there. Nelson trying to bounce off of it, and he's going to be close to a first down. That is an impressive run from Jack Nelson. We'll see what the call is. 4th down and less than a yard. Or maybe a full yard there, but 4th down regardless. And now Grafton has to pick up a first down to save their season. But it is less than a yard out. You assume they're going to go for it.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like you leave it to your offense to get the job done here as opposed to your kicker, who, again, this is not.
I think they switched up their mind.
Oh, wow. It is Grayson Ballack who's coming out, and he's going to look to tie this game, assuming no trick play here. Grayson Ballack, who missed his only field goal attempt tonight, and we have a timeout. Or a flag on the field. Delay of game. Grafton took too long. Now it goes to 4th and 6, and the field goal gets longer.
You know, that's interesting because while they were trying to decide that, the clock was going.
By the way, Mike, the quarterback, Nicholas Schiller, is the holder here. So keep that in mind. But they are still lining up for a field goal. Grayson Ballack out, and another flag is down. They kicked it. The kick would have been good. What's the flag? Offside on Catholic Memorial. Wow. And the Grafton side erupts as those 5 yards come right back to Grafton. They move up. 4th and 1 once again.
This football game has just gone into surreal territory, and now the kicker leaves and the offense comes out.
They say, never mind. Let's get this first. It is 4th down and 1. Unbelievable.
This is unreal.
If Catholic Memorial gets a 4th down stop here, the game is over. But Grafton is going for it. They're going to push ahead for 1 yard. Schiller lines up under center. It's going to be the handoff to the far back, Jack Nelson. He's powering through and he's tripped up. Oh, he almost ended the game with a touchdown, but he's taken down. A season-saving tackle. He's down.
They're going up tempo
at the 2-yard line. Now in a hurry up.
It's smart.
Grafton comes up. Schiller under center again. It's going to be a handoff to Jack Nelson. It's a dog pile at the goal line, and he's marked short. No touchdown yet. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, man, it's 2 snaps to get a yard.
He's down at the 1. You have 3 chances if you're Grafton to get it in from 1 yard away. Schiller hands it off to Nelson. A good hit, and he lost a yard there. I didn't see who came off the outside for Catholic Memorial, but that is a great tackle. Grafton is leaning on their guy, Jack Nelson, who has 2 touchdowns in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'd lean on him too. He's a heavy load.
It is 3rd down and 1. Touchdown wins the game for Grafton, as they're down 31-28 in this overtime of this level 4 playoff matchup. They changed their mind on 4th and 1 and went for it, and Jack Nelson got it. Schiller lined up under center once again. They're going to fake it to Nelson and throw it, and it is a dive and a catch. Oh, Max Glab went to the outside, dove and made the catch.
Wow, the Grafton coaches next to us are going wild in the box.
Catholic Memorial cannot believe it.
It's a mob scene.
They wanted it called incomplete on the dive. But the Grafton Blackhawks are going to Camp Randall, and Catholic Memorial season comes to an end.
That was an incredible play, an incredible play call, an incredible comeback.
The Crusaders are on the turf distraught.
Yeah, crushing defeat.
It is Grafton who wins 34-31 to advance to the state championship game, and with an overtime touchdown, the Crusaders season comes to an end, and there are some distraught and some furious with the call on the Catholic Memorial sideline, but what a catch by Max Glab.
Navaria Flowers right now is just beside himself. His high school football career is over. It's gut-wrenching. You got to tip your hat to your opponent. I mean, there was one set of snaps up 28-7, and all of a sudden, one set of snaps from your clock-killing unit, they burned about 55 seconds. Grafton got the ball back, scored a touchdown, and then a fumble on the next possession, and then it was on.
A 21-point comeback to force overtime for Grafton. Catholic Memorial scored 28 points in the third quarter, and then a field goal on their first overtime possession to take the 3-point lead. They came up short of the touchdown, and that's why they fell, because they allowed a touchdown with the college-like overtime rules, and Grafton wins 34-31. Hands being shaken at midfield. What an incredible high school football game. It might go down as the best game of the year across the state. It will certainly be a contender. And Grafton gets to celebrate. Going to Madison, they'll contend.
They took this game.
Yep,
it was
absolutely.
an incredible defensive effort. Just incredible. It's gut-wrenching for Catholic Memorial. Absolutely. You look at Nico Rogers out there, man, that guy gave it his all.
Yep.
And before this game's over, we're going to read the names of all the seniors on this Catholic Memorial roster. Won't take long.
Yep.
Because there's only 9. But my goodness, just gut-wrenching. This Grafton team's the real deal, though. They improved to 13-0. They go to Madison. Good luck, Reedsburg.
Yep.
That's actually a clash of similar styles between those two teams. But it's all about Catholic Memorial. What a great season. What a crushing loss. Football's a wild sport, man. It's the best sport there is. A team gets momentum, and you just can't stop it. It's like a tidal wave.
Let's take one more break here at ESPN Milwaukee. Again, Grafton defeats Catholic Memorial and ends their season 34-31. We will be back to wrap this thriller of a game up after this. This is Catholic Memorial football on ESPN Milwaukee.
More Catholic Memorial Crusaders football coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Need new windows? Consider this. Windows from Home Seal are 2,000% more airtight than average windows. That's right, 2,000%. Most windows warp as the weather changes, leading to gaps, leaks, and drafts. But home sealed windows are made with special weatherproof composite materials that won't warp or leak ever. It's just one reason home sealed windows are 2,000% more airtight. For draft proof windows, call 262-784-4460 or visit homesealed.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
BC Adhesives is proud to sponsor Catholic Memorial Football. BC Adhesives is a local business that provides adhesives and solutions serving the labeling, packaging, graphic arts, and product assembly industries. BC Adhesives is a top distributor in the adhesive industry. They pride themselves on being a full-service adhesive distributor. Visit bcadhesives.com to learn more about their well-educated team that's fun to work with, Midwestern values, and world-class brands. That is BC Adhesives, proud supporter of Catholic Memorial Football.
Nothing like Friday nights on the gridiron. You're listening to Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
What a night here in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. And unfortunately for the Catholic Memorial Crusaders, it is the end to their 2025 season, an extremely promising one. It ends at 11-2 as they come up short 35-31 in an overtime thriller against Grafton. Welcome into the broadcast booth. Matt Yezo, Mike Podol with you on the call of this one. And if you missed any of it, let's get to the post-game highlights. As always, all season long, want to thank Tony Wendorf and Associates for presenting the post-game highlights. First Weber Real Estate Services. They believe in the human side of real estate, no matter if it's buying or selling. Get started today at wendorfteam.firstweber.com. All right. For the first half, not much in terms of highlights. It was a 7-0 Grafton advantage. It was a defensive battle. And, in fact, the only touchdown didn't come on offense. It came on special teams for the Blackhawks. Smart's punt is away.
Punt.
It's
Are
a
you
good
kidding
one
me?
all the way from the end zone to midfield, and it's fumbled by the returner, but then scooped up by that same returner. He takes it to the 10 into the end zone. Unbelievable.
What a great heads-up play.
From a fumble to a touchdown.
What a play.
A 50-yard punt in the air off the foot of Landon Smart to midfield, and that is Jack Nelson, the junior back, who fumbled it and then scooped it off the turf about 10 yards to his right.
He hit it. He picked that ball up off the bounce in full speed stride, and he was gone.
What a return there, and that's all we had at halftime. 7-0 Grafton led, but the game completely flipped. And the Grafton defense just dominating in the first half. Catholic Memorial had negative rush yards, multiple sacks, multiple turnovers, and just nothing going particularly on the rushing side. The third quarter, everything flipped. The Crusaders got the second half kickoff, and in just 4 plays, found the end zone. All the way down the field to Catholic Memorial. Steinke fakes the handoff, throws it to his man, complete into the end zone, and guess who? It's Will Schmitzer back on the field. Catholic Memorial touchdown.
Play action, filthy by Dalton Steinke. He throws a dart to the lumberjack Will Schmitzer. The sophomore says, "Put 6 on my stats." It's a ball game.
Catholic Memorial kept it rolling on their next possession. It was Zaire Smith finding the end zone. Need a yard for the first, 7 for the touchdown. Steinke takes a snap. He fakes the handoff, throws it across the middle, and it's complete. Zaire Smith in for a Catholic Memorial touchdown.
Filthy play action, quick hitting play. Dalton Steinke to Zaire Smith. Zaire Smith says, "Put 6 on my stats on the quick hitter."
Then on the defensive side, Jesse Sobchak got a huge interception to give the Crusaders the ball right back. And then where was the run game? Well, DWJ found it. Going to be a delayed handoff to Devon Williams Jr., who breaks free for the first time tonight. First down to the 10, into the end zone. Devon is divine. Williams Jr. in for a Catholic Memorial touchdown.
DWJ says, let me show you how my hips work in the open field. And by the way, put 6 on my stats. 21 unanswered points by Catholic Memorial.
That was a one-play touchdown drive to Devon Williams Jr. Their next possession after another turnover, it was a long, methodical drive all the way down the field, probably like 5 or 6 first downs along the way. They found the running game, and it was DWJ finding the end zone again. A minute 15 in the third. Second down and goal from the 6. Handoff here to DWJ straight up the middle. Now he's able to bounce off to the outside, and he's in for a Catholic Memorial touchdown. Back-to-back touchdowns for DWJ.
DWJ says, watch my balance, and I'm cutting this to the outside. I see the pylon. I go by the pylon, put 6 on my stats, DWJ.
Then it was time for Grafton to respond. We came to the fourth quarter. It was 28-7, Catholic Memorial, the score they won by over Mount Horeb-Barneveld last week. But it was slowly but surely going Grafton's way. They had a long drive of their own. Jack Nelson dominated it, and he finished it off with a touchdown. Takes the snap, a delayed.
Oh, no.
Oh, try to delayed handoff. Steinke gets hit and fumbles it. It is scooped up and taken for a Grafton touchdown. Sam Heary picks it up and takes it in for 6. There are no flags. Grafton is within 1 score.
That's unbelievable. And right now, the Grafton Blackhawks sideline is up for grabs. There's the fans in the stands are up for grabs.
Apologies, I queued up the wrong highlight there. Jack Nelson did have a touchdown, but then very quickly the Grafton defense responded with that one. It was a fumble on another sack of Dalton Steinke. I don't know how many times he got sacked tonight, but it was a huge factor. And that was Sam Heary, the sophomore, who scooped up the fumble and scored. So then it was suddenly a 1-score game. They scored those within 2 minutes of game time of each other. And then it was a lot of drama that led to the rest of this one. And it was Jack Nelson once again who scored and tied the game. And then we were going to overtime, where Catholic Memorial won the coin toss, and it's a college-like overtime, so they get to score, or they get to take over at the opponent's 25. They were unable to get a touchdown drive going, so Will Cannon-Tater came out, and they got backed up, and he came through. 38-yard field goal from the left-footed kicker who just won a state championship with the boys soccer team, and he knocks it through the uprights. No problem. Will kicking Cannon-Tater puts the Crusaders up by 3, 31-28, and now the defense must step up with a stop. What a kick from Will Cannon-Tater. Just no problem. That would have been good from 48 even. It was such a great kick, but it was just a field goal, unfortunately, and that's kind of in overtime how it goes. You put the pressure on your defense to get the stop, and the Crusader defense looked to be up to the task. They got it to a 4th and 1, and Grafton couldn't decide whether to go for it or kick the field goal and play it safe to tie, even though their field goal kicker missed one earlier in the game. It was high drama. There was a false start, then an offsides call, so alternating 5-yard penalties.
Yeah, delay a game.
Yeah, delay a game,
trying
right.
to decide what to do.
Yes, thank you. So then 4th and 1, Grafton changes their minds, and they decide to go for it. Jack Nelson nearly ran it in for a touchdown on that play, but then they got the first down. It got down to a 3rd and 1, and this is how the game came to an end. Schiller lined up under center once again. They're going to fake it to Nelson and throw it, and it is a dive and a catch. Oh, Max Glab went to the
play.
outside, dove, and made the catch.
Wow, the Grafton coaches next to us are going wild in the box.
Catholic Memorial cannot believe it.
It's a mob scene.
They wanted it called incomplete on the dive, but the Grafton Blackhawks are going to Camp Randall. Unbelievable end to this football game. There was some frustration from the Catholic Memorial side about that call, but what an incredible catch. That was a full-out dive from Max Clabb, who had a heck of a game on the defensive side primarily. It was like 6 straight runs to Jack Nelson on that drive, and then, of course, they fake it to him on that drive. Max Glab gets open, overthrown a tad, but the senior captain comes through with the dive, and just what an end to an incredible game.
One of the best games you'll ever see. I mean, obviously gut-wrenching and crunching, and you know, one of those things where I like to give props to the other team when they do something incredible. That was an incredible comeback.
100%.
Doesn't mean I'm not crushed. You know, haven't followed this team for years now. Max Glab from Grafton had maybe, we'll see the stats on this. We don't get stats in real time. But he had one of the best defensive games you'll ever see at the high school level. Probably 10 tackles for loss at least, maybe more than that. And he caught the game-winning touchdown on top of it. But Max Glab is a captain. He's a senior. The key players on Grafton are all seniors, so they're in the same boat as the key players on Catholic Memorial. Someone was winning this game. I'll be honest with you, I thought Catholic Memorial caught a break when Grafton decided to kick an extra point. I thought had they gone for 2, it would have been a massive roll of the dice, but teams have done that. You know, we saw Pat Rice of Wanakee do that in a state championship game. Instead of kicking a tying extra point, he went for 2 and won a state title. I thought that's what Grafton was going to do.
I agree. I was a bit surprised as well.
Catholic Memorial was visibly gassed at that point. Very rarely do you see a defensive led comeback. Usually it's an offense that gets hot. And you got in that situation when you're Grafton, they were done. And you got to hope for a mistake. And a fumble, scoop, and score was just what they needed. And their defense did the rest. I watched body language, and I've seen Bill Young. I've seen him win state titles. Demeanor doesn't change. I've seen him lose heartbreaking games where he just goes to the sideline by himself and starts packing the footballs away in a bag. Starts cleaning up. Tonight, I watched him stand alone at the 40 and just stare straight ahead. And some of his old cronies come up to him and try to console him. He's just pointing in every direction, if we did this, if we did that. Third quarter was incredible. 28 points scored by Catholic Memorial. And then we saw an even more incredible comeback by a team that was basically finished. What a football game. It's all you got to say. This was a pleasure to call this game.
Both full rosters, just to your point, are still on the field talking to their friends and family about this one on both sides. One side celebrating, one side being consoled after what was a heck of an effort. We will take our final break, and we will wrap up the season and wrap up this game after this and honor the Crusader seniors who have played their last game. That comes after this. Stay tuned. This is Catholic Memorial Football on ESPN Milwaukee.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
As you all know, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm pretty smart about this. If the Dallas Mavericks were 8-3 and the Los Angeles Lakers were 3-8, Nico Harrison would not have been fired as general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, reading the reports and hearing from what I've been able to hear from people in the know regarding the NBA, he wasn't exactly well-liked in the organization of the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of moves that he made to move out people from the past did not go with the ownership group, and finally they had enough on Tuesday to say, Nico, you have to be out. But mark my words, after trading Luka Doncic, and everybody's still hot and bothered about that in Dallas, if the Dallas Mavericks were 8-3 and not 3-8, and the Los Angeles Lakers were 3-8 with Luka Doncic and not 8-3, there's no way that Nico Harrison would have been fired by the Dallas Mavericks. Results matter. No matter how much you may not like somebody, if it's producing well, you'll keep that person no matter what. In 60 seconds, the NFC top 4 is a mother.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Whether it's the Los Angeles Rams or the Seattle Seahawks or the Philadelphia Eagles or the Detroit Lions, that top 4 in the NFC, good luck to anybody that has to deal with those teams the rest of the regular season and once the playoffs roll around. The Eagles have had a lot of statement victories so far this year. The comeback versus the Rams, the win versus the Chiefs, and then last night beating the Green Bay Packers in an old-school 1960s kind of game that we saw in Titletown. But that Los Angeles Rams team led by Matthew Stafford, who for my money right now should be the leading candidate for MVP in the NFL, they may be the most balanced team in the NFC. Those bloodthirsty guys in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle, good luck dealing with that football team. And, by the way, the Detroit Lions, who last year won 15 games, may be on pace to do that again this year. The AFC is still good, but the top 4 in the NFC is hard to deal with. It's going to be something to see who gets out of that top 4 and gets to the Super Bowl. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
We're back with Catholic Memorial Crusaders football on 94.5 ESPN.
All right, wrapping up the game and, unfortunately, the season here for the Catholic Memorial Crusaders. A 34-31 overtime defeat here in Oconomowoc to Grafton, who moves on to Camp Randall. They'll play for the D3 state title. All right, player of the game, drive of the game, and then we will wrap up the season by listing off and honoring the Crusader seniors. So, Mike, I hand it off to you for the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin Crusader Player of the Game.
Okay, there's big picture player of the game. Max Glab just played for Grafton, did amazing things. The Crusader Player of the Game, I'm going to give it to Landon Smart. His punting was ludicrous tonight. I mean, he had a 70-yard punt. He had punts out of the end zone all night. He single-handedly kept Catholic Memorial in this football game when things were going really bad. So Landon Smart, punter extraordinaire, is your Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin Player of the Game.
You got to think there's some scouts in the stands or at least watching online that are like, wow, who's this punter?
Sign that kid now.
He's a junior. He listed as a punter and linebacker. You never see him on defense. He is a punter specialist, which is rare in the high school game, and it should be celebrated how great he was this year.
Cool, calm, and collective under the worst of circumstances.
He had a punt from the 1-yard line, a.k.a. the back of the end zone.
The black shirt,
Blackhawks.
Say it, black shirts one more time. Blackhawk defense was ferocious. They were coming after that punt when his heels are on the back of the end zone, and he unleashed thunder with his leg. Just the swinging pendulum, field tilting punter. 2 weeks in a row, he was extraordinary.
For the BC Adhesives Crusader drive of the game, I'm going to go with the start of the third quarter. I tend to lean with drives that I feel like kind of changed the game. And when you got dominated that whole first half, went into halftime down 7-0, no run game whatsoever, and then you come out to start the third quarter with a 4-play touchdown drive. It was one pass across the middle, a big-time run from Camden Shumpert, who was the difference maker in his few opportunities tonight for the sophomore, and then 2 more plays, and you're into the end zone that was a Will Schmitzer touchdown on that drive. It completely changed the game. It tied the game at 7, and it started a third quarter that saw 28 points put on the board for Catholic Memorial. So that is your BC Adhesives drive of the game. All right. Allow me to list off and honor the Crusader seniors for you, and then we will wrap this one up from Oconomowoc. So for Catholic Memorial, as Mike mentioned, it's a short list of seniors this year. It is a young team that nearly made it to Camp Randall, but came up just one round short. First, the captain, number 9, senior linebacker, Gabe Tallow. What a Crusader career he had. Number 15, defensive back and linebacker, Santiago Madrano. Number 19, a wide receiver, Ethan Adamson. Number 25 and number 27, I'll loop them together, Andrew and Aaron Kopp. Defensive back and linebackers, the senior brother duo there. Number 34, Cesar Ramos, a linebacker. Number 55, Aiden Herrera-Freedy, an offensive lineman. Number 76, Jacob Barris, who was supposed to be our postgame guest tonight. We tried to get Jacob up here. Sorry to Jacob. But a senior offensive lineman there, Jacob Barris. And then, of course, none other than number 79, the big fella, Nico Rogers Jr., who had a heck of a finish to his Crusader career.
That young man, as a senior, leading by example, how many times were his ankle was killing him, and he just picked himself up off the turf and kept coming back in the football game. It was heroic, and it's the kind of thing that Catholic Memorial seniors do that set the table for the next wave of players coming up. I mean, you got to live up to that. Just fun player to call, maybe one of my favorite players in my time calling high school football, which has been a long time. And this is a heck of a game, man. It was an unbelievable football game. And, you know, win or lose, unbelievable football game, somebody's got to lose. If you're Grafton, the Blackhawks, you're playing Reedsburg in the D3 championship on Friday morning, next Friday morning. Going to be a good game. Those are 2 hard-hitting football teams. I can't see anybody stopping this Grafton Blackhawks team.
I think they will certainly be the favorite as you hear media coverage around the state ahead of Camp Randall next week. Fortunately, Catholic Memorial will not be taking part. Well, partner, want to thank you for another great year.
Matt
Luckily, I just want to say, it's not our last game together. Thrilled to be calling the Division IV state championship game with my friend Mike Podol over on ESPN Madison. That is on Thursday night, a 7:05 prime time kickoff.
Yeah, you and I are the main event team calling the D4 state championship.
Not sure who it's
night.
between yet. We don't have the final scores for that.
No, but folks, if you want to hear us one more time, one more call, one more put 6 on my stats, that's coming next Thursday night, 7 p.m.
But another great season of Crusader football. Our thanks to Catholic Memorial High School and ESPN Milwaukee for this great partnership and allowing us to call these awesome football games. Want to thank the third member of our broadcast team, Lance Davis, his great football clinics with Bill Young every single week, as well as the halftime interviews as well. Want to thank Billy Seidel with the Catholic Memorial Athletic Department for the best game notes of any high school team. I'll put that against anybody else in the high school game. We get to give you great numbers because we're given great numbers, not because we're brainiacs up here in the booth. And, of course, want to thank Bill Young and the Crusaders for being open with us and giving us great information to give the Crusader fans and high school football fans alike. I'm very proud of our coverage all season long of this team.
Bill Young is just a joy. to watch and cover. I mean, Catholic Memorial is Crusader team in 2025. Played 13 games. The goal is to play 14, but they finished 11-2 after 13 games. It was a fun season and full of great moments. A school record, 8 running clocks in a row, handling their business. Heroic effort here in the state semifinal. Great game last week against Mount Horeb. Bill Young coached his butt off. He's a class act. He does nothing but keep the best interest of his student athletes in mind. And it was a great game, and it was an honor to call me and you, buddy. It's been, a great season. It's been a lot of fun. And as gut-wrenching as tonight is, I smile with pride over this team and what they put out on the field.
100%. Also, just a couple more thank yous. Chris Larson, our producer and engineer,
he's
for
been the man.
Most of the games throughout the season. Will Sommers in that as well, doing a great job. Brian D., Director of Content and ESPN, giving us the opportunity here. Brian and I, by the way, hosting Marquette College Game Day tomorrow morning, just a plug there before Marquette.
No rest for the weary.
Absolutely not. Marquette taking on Maryland. Buzz Williams return to Milwaukee. That's going to be a fun one. But that wraps it up for our coverage of Catholic Memorial football. For my partner Mike Podol and our producer and engineer Chris Larson and Tucker Nelson, who was on video tonight. Shout out to Maddie Hayes and the video team as well at ESPN Milwaukee for getting these games on YouTube all season long as well. I am Matt Yazel, thrilled to have brought you another season of Catholic Memorial football. They'll be back next year in a new conference as well. Plenty of time to talk about that.
The Metro Conference.
We get there. It's going to be
Greater Metro.
Exciting. So, thank you all for tuning in all season long. And for those tuning in on 94.5, Warriors and Spurs coming up next on ESPN National. Thank you for tuning in all season long, and have a great night, everybody.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast.